trapped by the Triforce. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Click. Alright, we'll update this in terms of audio as we go along. But for now, yay!
The thunder lingers in the background. And
This isn't even the Argarok battle.
Actually, I'm going to leave the light on since I've got to
Argarok?
work on the
Angarok?
doodad.
Whatever his name
back,
is.
'cause I'm
Giant Dragon,
currently having
pretty
this
awesome
issue.
guy to fight.
That guy. Hello,
Okay.
whoever that is that I can't read all the way back here.
Aaron Kelly 213.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Ryan Keller was here.
Oh, it's
yesterday when I was here.
calibrating.
Again, you can just hold it in your hand. You'll probably get a better thing for the Motion Plus because it's supposed to calibrate to about where your hand is. So.
Alrighty.
So I will warn you, I have been a naughty little boy and have been tampering with your file, which is why it says 10 hours instead of 3.
Yay!
But the good news is, you'll probably notice some changes. Starting off with your rupee counter.
I got more money! Yay!
And I will warn you right now, the highest amount that I ever picked up to get that 900 at any given time, like in 1 rupee, was a blue rupee, 5, which is why it took 7 hours. The other thing is if you hit 1, and then flip the page.
Oop, that's not flipping the page.
I also did a lot of collecting.
Yay!
So, this is all available to you, because I still have not even opened the temple. All of these things are available to you after you get the bug net. All the stuff in the green is bugs that you can collect, so very quickly. The hornets are obviously from the beehives, so you could have gotten rid of the bees actually pretty easily.
Yeah.
The butterflies, the blessed butterflies, those are just found all over the place. You'll see a ton of them. Skyloft is where I grinded for those. The starry firefly is probably the hardest one to find. In that cave that you went through that had like the keys at the start where you went to go get your loft wing, there is one spot where one of those has a small chance to appear, but only during night. So I grinded 20 of those.
Oh my god.
The woodland rhino beetle, you've seen a bunch of those. I just ran into the tree where the hornets were, so I just got those kind of both at the same time. The sky stag beetle, you saw the kid chasing after that in the tree. They're kind of around Skyloft as well. The Farron grasshopper, those are in Farron. That little arena thing where the other save point is, that's like just back beyond this section. They're high out in the grass there, so I got a bunch of those. And the Skyloft mantis, unsurprisingly, is inside of Skyloft. You just find those around. Hornet larva, I just grinded up more, because why not? The bird feather, you need to collect one more. I saved one more so you could see how they would be collected, so we'll talk about that shortly. The amber relics are everywhere, and I have almost 40. You only need 25. The monster claws, those are found from the keys that are inside of the little cave you went through to get your loft wing. The ornamental skulls from the bokoblins. The bluebird feathers are also from birds, but they're only the blue ones. They're not harder to catch or anything. The blue birds are just more rare. The golden skulls, which also drop, but they're a rare drop. And then, of course, the goddess plumes that I got while I was looking for amber relics and the Farron grasshoppers. So you need one more regular bird feather, and you get those just by catching the birds. And there's some on the right of the entrance.
I did not.
No, you did not mean to do that. So if you can catch one more of those, you will have...
The bird?
Yeah, you'll have all, let's see, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll have 8 of your collectibles completely done where you don't have to catch them anymore. That's also left, not right.
Get off me.
That's south, also not right.
I'm paying attention.
Just ignore him, he can't move out of that spot, so. Now, the trick to catching these guys is you have to walk up on them, unsurprisingly, very slowly. And I would not recommend swinging directly down to get them. I would have it to where you kind of scoop them up. So where you kind of lower it. Like, start low. Start really low. Like, yeah, like they're low. And then whenever you get to them, like when you get close, just kind of like really swish it just a little bit.
Swish and flick.
No, definitely don't swish and flick. That's for picking a booger, not for
Just
catching
like
birds.
right here?
Yeah, just something like that. If you leave, you don't have to leave the area, but if you back off a little bit, the birds will come back. Just like go up to the top of the steps, turn around and wait for a second, and they'll come back. Yep, see, they're already back. These also can be L-targeted, by the way. There is another collectible that I could have picked up, but I only went for collectibles that you yourself have picked up. Not counting the bird feathers, because I knew I'd have you collect one here. So there is one more collectible that could have been obtained, but I did not go for those. In addition, there's also an item later called a treasure medal that you can carry in your adventure pouch, and it makes the drops for treasures more likely, so I figured we would wait for that. Remember, you have to hold down, yeah. Remember, the key here is just to walk, not run, so just, you don't have to go all the way up on the analog stick, you can just slightly move it and you'll walk slower. There you go, nice.
I appreciate that.
Yep, it's helping. If you walk forward, it'll probably fix itself. Because eventually it's just gonna go through that. And as long as it's not blue, it doesn't matter which one you catch, so any of them will do.
All we want to do is harvest them for your feathers.
Nice!
Hey.
Very good.
Good job. Alrighty.
So that's how you would collect those, and that's also how you would collect the bluebird feathers, the exact same way. They'll just sometimes show up in groups like that.
That's exciting. Okay.
So that's how catching the bird feathers works.
We got a bird!
Alright, so now that is done, I would recommend what you do is go back to Skyloft and shop around for anything you might want, because usually dungeons, not quite like their Twilight Princess counterparts, but dungeons will usually have chests with money in them a fair bit, so you don't ever want to go into a dungeon with full money, because then you're just collecting stuff you can't keep.
To the sky!
So this is your chance to pick up anything from Beetle that you want, or potentially upgrade anything that you have.
You know, the man that pedals around in the air.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it was a lot minor too, but I also refilled your slingshot, so it's got full ammo.
Perfect. I'm glad that you started to do that for me because I would
A lot of games.
A lot of the games.
Yeah.
It took me a
He
second
shows up
to
in Wind
realize.
Waker, he shows up in Phantom Hourglass, he shows up in this game. He's like pretty...
Breath of the Wild.
Can't tell if my dad is yawning or masturbating out there. They start and go, ah. He should really find a more private place to do that. Just saying.
Where am I going? This way? It takes a moment for me to reorient myself and remember what the hell I'm doing.
You'll get used to this place since this is where you visit the most often.
So, quick question. How do I swap out... No.
Talk about what?
Advice! Advice!
The item.
You hold down B, and then you rotate to what you want.
Ah, perfect.
Hope with all your heart.
You tap B in order to use whatever item is in your menu currently. Minus does the same thing. Except with your adventure pouch instead of matters.
So I remember that was rough to catch this time. So I'm going to be over here.
Oh yeah, I need to show Tylen later what happens when you try to shoot Mallow from Twilight Princess with the slingshot. It's really weird. His model just goes from standing perfectly straight like this to like this, and it just does it like really quickly. He just does like the limbo for like a split second. It's really weird looking. Can't believe I never thought to do that in all my other playthroughs. The demon baby.
Yes.
Good job. It's kind of one of, as much as I love the kids, it always felt so disjointed because they look and probably are so much younger than Link is. Like everybody in the Knight Academy seems to be roughly around the same age. Not that there's anything wrong with hanging out with people people that are a lot older than you, as Icarus would know. She hangs out with people that are a lot older than her.
It's pretty far away, so you're not gonna be able to hit it by me.
You're also definitely gonna have to leave your shot, at least a little bit. There will be an easier way to do this after the temple, I promise.
Flipped it. Noise.
Doesn't matter as long as I got it.
Come on up. You did it. Now you gotta shoot it again.
That's annoying.
Double tap it.
Hello?
Just don't move and then it'll show up. It takes a second for it to
Okay.
between it hitting the ground and you actually getting to grab it.
And just wait.
It
Yeah, I
shows a
forgot that
it
it
shows a
moves
shadow.
backwards over here. Okay.
Remember, this is not PlayStation 1 era. Shadows are actually pretty accurate now. It's supposed to be PS1 where they didn't show up at all.
Alright, what is that?
That's a bug medal! And that one shows you where all the bugs on the screen are, but you can't afford that one because it's 1,000 if I remember correctly. And you're not gonna be able to buy the heart medal either. I believe that's... Well, you might be able to get the heart medal actually. I might be thinking of something else that shows up. That would be 800 though, is a fair warning, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
Do you remember what it does?
I know what it does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! You got the wallet for 100 and the adventure pouch is 300. Okay, so do you want my advice or no?
Sure.
Okay, my advice is just to make 100% sure, hold down minus real quick. No, hold it down. There you go. You've got 2 empty slots for the adventure pouch. Re-equip the shield, obviously. Buy the wallet and buy the heart medal. Is what I would do.
The wallet.
Yeah, the wallet pouch and the heart medal is what I would buy. Oh! I believe that is the last one that you can pick up. Now, there are still wallet upgrades, you just can't buy them. So, we'll see more on that later. So, I'll let you hold 1,200 max. You're not going to get 1,200, that's fine. It's just better to have it now if we're using that kind of money.
Thank you!
And then I want to get the heart medal.
Yeah, you get the heart medal. Now what this does is this does go in your adventure pouch, and I think it does automatically. It gets sent to the item check if you couldn't put it in your item pouch right away, but you can. This is basically a heart container. As long as you hold this, you get an extra heart.
Nice.
And there are 2 of these in the game. One of them you have to find for Make Honest Futurist, the other one you buy here. The reason I say no on the adventure pouch is because even after buying that, you still have 1 empty slot. And you probably won't need it right away anyway.
Alright. Anything else I need to do up here?
No, unless... No. I was gonna say, if you check again, if you go back in there where the heart medal was, it gets restocked with a piece of heart. But it is 1,600 rupees. So you wouldn't be able to afford it even if you were at max.
Look at all the butterflies.
You're not gonna... Even if you could, you're not gonna be able to get 1,600 around here. 1,200 is the highest you can get from grinding for hours and hours.
I will shoot down the butterfly with the seeds.
You actually can't slice the butterflies with the sword,
2.
which will kill them, of course.
That's distressing.
I remember doing that, and I was just like, oh!
Like, oops, my bad.
See, I would like to see you stab one, and it's just stuck on the end of your... It's just stuck on the end of your sword.
Butterfly skewer, I'm sure there's some good meat on there.
Yep.
Butterfly is just basically a pretty mom, I'm sure.
And it dies Pikmin style.
Alright, so that's pretty much all you can do now. Because everything else requires you to have at least a small amount of money, like 50 rupees or more. And it's not going to be worth hunting around to try and get it. The only other thing that you would even consider doing, and you may not be able to because you don't have the collectible that I didn't collect, would be to upgrade your shield. But even then, you still have the shield potion to bring it back to full.
Let's see, does she remember?
Yeah, she remembers to use it.
Nah, I'm just gonna fall to my death. Don't worry about it.
We were talking about the potion, but...
That too.
Oh.
See, I knew what he was talking about.
Meanwhile, it's just like, since you're
right
diving
here?
from,
Yep.
since you're diving from several thousand meters above the sky,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad I can choose.
I'm glad it gives you infinite time to also choose.
That too.
And again, you don't have to hit B there, it does it automatically.
I didn't even hit B.
I know,
I
but
hit down.
see how stupid it is that they keep warning you, like, oh, make sure you do this, and then you don't actually have to do it at all.
Right? Alrighty, anything else I want to do before I go in there?
Nope, that was it.
Alrighty.
Money has been spent. Additional upgrades.
Door is sealed shut.
Yes, it has.
That's fun.
Now, I told you how to unlock this door last time. It's a very easy solution. Can you remember what it is?
I hit something with my thing. This thing. That thing.
You did. Keep an eye out for these, by the way. Most switches look like this. Not all
Alright.
of them, but most of them.
Shiny pink thing. Very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to miss.
little crystals meant to find the lost
That's creepy.
Those switches have been around since, like, the Ocarina of Time days. The only difference is they were, like, a kind of a light gray color that were see-through. When you cut them, the middle part would turn yellow. And they got
Oh,
replaced by
man.
the princess with the blue ones that turn yellow.
Angry eyes.
Alright, here we go.
Mr. Angry Eyes.
Already saw collectible on screen. One you already have, and then it's done, but saw it there.
I have bad news. Well,
It's actually not that big a deal. You just can't douse for Zelda here.
wow.
Which, like, your goal is to get through the temple to find Zelda, so dousing would be kind of pointless, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Alright, so it's like a few notes for dungeons. First and foremost is the statues can still be used to save. However, they cannot take you outside, and skydiving from the sky will not allow you to do things. You basically can't skydive down to any platform that's underground or blocked by some sort of roof, which makes sense.
Which is fair.
Oh no, you can use them to go outside, but you can't skydive down directly to them most of the time. There are a few exceptions, but this dungeon does not have any.
That was entirely intentional.
Yep.
Ew. Ew. You know what? I'm gonna put the Wii strap on.
Yeah.
Remember we had this conversation last time.
We did have this conversation last time.
Down. I don't want to walk through that. Ugh.
It's actually a very easy way to get rid of the spider web, so would you prefer to know how to do it next time? So you run into one?
That?
No. I think that works, but that's not the way to do it. And
Okay.
you've already made the opening, so you can just walk through it now.
Okay. Nice.
That's what I think of whenever she got that.
Just flail.
Got the sword just way up there.
Alright, so the key to getting through the spiderwebs more easily is to cast with them and just literally roll through the spiderweb, and you can usually get through with no problem. Believe it or
the
not, thanks to
collectible.
Chugga Conroy, more people for teaching me to do that.
There's a...
Way faster.
I saw the collectible. I'm gonna read it. That. Okay.
Strike it with my sword, and that's how I collect
Yeah,
it.
for reference's sake, you can sell these collectibles if you do get an overabundance of them. Usually early game you don't want to, but since we have a list of knowing how many you need, it won't be that big of a deal. Just make sure to not sell too many of them. I'll look around with the audio settings for a little bit. Twitch app would like to recognize that I'm live and have been for a while.
It's gonna eat me.
Yep, this is your first real puzzle.
I know.
No.
Am I supposed to start again?
You're supposed to stun it and get up there while it's stunned.
Get up there. Up, up, up. I'm going sideways, thank you.
But you have to wait for its mouth.
Oh, that's a good point. Ow! Do not turn around. Okay, hang on.
Let's see.
Okay. Okay, this is not. This is going poorly.
And there goes your shield.
Yeah. This is going very poorly. I'm going to die. Abort the mission.
Well, you have to hit the switch to progress. That was behind him, so...
I mean, yes, and now I do not have a shield.
What you also could have done is after you got up there, you could have shot him again, and that would have stunned him again, and then you could have swung your sword and killed him.
That's a good point. Yeah. I know. Stop beeping at me.
Oh, it used to be a lot worse than that noise.
Oh, yeah.
Much, much worse.
So now I gotta get enough money to get another sword.
Well, you still have
Or
your
another
sword.
shield.
And technically you don't need your shield until the very end of this dungeon.
So should I go to get it?
That depends on how much time you want to waste going to get a shield.
Do I need my shield?
Not until the end of the dungeon.
Am I going to be able to get a shield in between now and then?
If you exit the dungeon, you should be able to. Puzzles that you solve in the dungeon will stay solved. You just have to walk through the dungeon again.
That makes sense. Okay, where's some more hearts though?
Remember, you can just sit on the stool to get your health back to full.
It's a good book. It's actually a really fast healing method.
Yeah, the hot spring was probably the closest equivalent I can think of offhand.
But even then, that's a quarter of a heart.
Yeah, it's quarter at a time. It's the same pace, it's just less at a time.
Mm-hmm. Alright. That's not what I want to do.
If you do leave the dungeon though, enemies will respawn, so... But puzzles will stay solved. If you unlock a door with a key, it will stay unlocked, that kind of thing.
pretending like my wild swinging has anything to do with the...
While you were facing away from the enemies.
Right?
Fun fact, swinging at the red portion of the trees and hitting it grants rupees.
I knew that.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
I just haven't been doing it.
There's actually a minigame that involves cutting down like a giant pole as fast as you possibly can. It's kind of not worth the rewards though, unless you're incredibly good, like where you can hit it about 30 plus times before. Also, don't forget when you hold A when you're walking, you can run.
Excuse me.
You gotta hit it twice if you're gonna stab it. Or just stun it again. There you go.
Yay! And can I just break this? Yeah, nice.
As long as it usually as long as there's some form of pressure applied to it, so slingshot, sword, pretty much anything works. It's just they're usually out of reach for you to be able to cut them.
Whoa, he is ripped to be able to do that.
Yep, it's a man of many talents.
Yay for puzzles!
I will warn you, that grass is like a very, very, very low chance of dropping anything. These have better shots than the other ones do.
That's what I wanted. I can read this. He who descended from the sky, lend your ear to the wise voice of the servant who brought you to the firm soil. So basically listen to not Navi.
Yeah. It's not gonna be a switch you hit like that. You've seen me do that in Ocarina, but it is not the same switch.
Okay. That's helpful. Okay. To stare at the tip of pointed objects.
Kinky.
You're a grown-up.
So
You're going to have a kid who you're
down
going to teach
here
all this
somewhere?
to at a very young age.
Yep.
What is all this?
Thank you, Randall. I appreciate that.
He's looking at the point of something sharp.
This is something that got featured in the... Not that it matters for you, but this got featured in the demo of Skyward Sword way back when.
Yeah.
How would you make something, I don't know, like lose its concentration like an eye?
Shoot it. I know you just said that's not how it works, but that's how you shoot it.
It likes to stare.
If the eye is closed, I promise you, if the eye is closed, then you are doing something incorrectly. So you need the eye to be open to be able to...
Do I have anything pointy I can leave up here?
You don't have to leave anything up here. But there is something that you can use. You tried it a second ago. You just happened to be not on that platform when you did it.
Tried it a second ago. So
You have to be on that platform you were just standing on in order to do it. And it's nothing in the room that you pick up either. Randall, go to sleep if you're that tired. She's just gonna give you the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Stare at the tip of pointed objects. So I was standing over here and it's something that I've already tried.
Oh my goodness.
It's not something you've tried, but it's an item that you have used.
Check the room around you. There's
It is not anything on your B items, and no, it is not anything. You have to look around. Well, you can look around, but it won't be something you find in the room.
Yeah, look around. There may be hints
that are right in front of you that you don't notice.
There's that tree thing. Right
It's
there.
not the tree. I'm going to make her work for it at least a little bit before we just give her the answer to everything.
yeah.
There are some eyeballs. And there are some trees. And some leaves.
Alright. Let's for a moment go with the eyeball thing since you're looking at an eyeball.
Yes, I am looking at an eye thing. That's... So it's got the circle, and so I feel like it's a spinny thing.
Well, its eyes are all swirly. How would you make someone get dizzy?
By spinning a lot?
By spamming? That would explain why you're dizzy a lot of the time.
I mean, yes. How would I make
if you
someone
had
dizzy?
somebody, like, picture from the eye's perspective, if it gets distracted by the sword, how would you make it dizzy in terms of it just falling the very tip of the sword? There you go.
There you go.
That is
The hints were on the wall.
excessively dumb.
Not really. That's actually a pretty good puzzle.
Hey, it worked for Bulbasaur versus Snubbull in the Pokemon Pikachu's.
Also, remember,
Adventure.
this isn't like the first game with Wii Motion Plus, but it's one of like the ones that utilized it more. So.
Oh god. Hello. Not helping. Guys? Guys? Dude. Okay. I don't...
You're too close to the door. You need to move forward. You have plenty of space.
Please don't explode at me. Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
Hey, we got a new friend over there.
Oh, hell no.
These are Waltolas. Thankfully for you, they're very easy to deal with because they cannot get off the object that they're on, so they're stuck on those vines. And they can be killed by just about anything.
And I can run very far away from them and not ever have to deal with them, right?
No.
I have to
You may
go
not
from
have to
them.
deal with those specifically. You might want to look around and make sure that there's nothing up there. I don't think there is, but you will have to deal with them throughout your adventure.
There's something up there. I don't know what it is, but it's a thing. Is that a thing that I need?
I honestly do not remember. I think it's an area you come back through later, but you might as well check it out.
God. Jesus.
Mr. Spider.
For those of y'all that don't know, I am a raging arachnophobe. So
If you think these are bad, you should see the Skulltulas from Twilight Princess.
Oh man.
yeah, no.
Those are genuinely horrible, especially with how you have to kill them early on.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
you use the finishing strike, which means you have to get right up in their face.
Yep.
And that's annoying. Is this? This is
It's
just
a
where I
shortcut.
was.
Yep.
Congratulations, you created a shortcut.
Alright. So, do I need to come up these sideways? Oh, that actually doesn't go anywhere. Okay.
No, it does not.
What about that doesn't go anywhere either? Okay.
I have an idea. You should try the pathway that's directly in front of you.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say.
Bye.
Get wrecked, I guess. I don't know where you went.
He fell
but-
down there. Alright, so that door up there is locked, so you can't get to that. Or
That
even
one?
if you could, it wouldn't be able to do anything without a key.
This one, I just have to shoot, and that one is locked without a key. Alright, so I think I'm supposed to go this way.
I actually like the more subdued version of it. It's nice.
It is very nice.
Mostly, so like if you're hearing it 50 times in one play session, you don't have to be constantly having it blare at you.
Spider webs, spider webs. I do find it interesting how she hates spiders so much that she loves Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man doesn't look like an actual spider.
And he, cracks jokes at other things. Speaking of spiders.
Ah!
Hello, my friends. This is Mr. Spider. He wants to be your friend.
Am I supposed to wait till he turns around?
I mean, shoot him, see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? You
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
I don't think he appreciated that.
Oh Jesus! Oh god!
Alright,
Christ!
I wanna swing.
Oh god!
Please no.
Christ Jesus!
So the trick to these guys is their weak point is on their butt, on the back side of their butt. It's a giant purple dot. It's very easy to see.
They just have to turn around.
You have to make them turn around.
How?
Do you really want to know?
Ideally the answer is going to be by turning around and running away.
Well, the actual answer is by letting them drop down in front of you and then swinging your sword to one side to make them turn over to the other side. And then stabbing their butt.
I don't wanna.
And
Again,
she's done after the first dungeon.
And again, these spiders are pretty tame compared to Twilight Princess.
Oh, yes.
Just one swing. There. I'll target him. Or not, I'll target him. See when Remember, I also hate spiders, so if I can put up with these bastards, so can you.
Die! Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, look!
No! I want more of them!
Tiny little ones. So if you want to save them,
Oh.
Where does this go? Oh wait. Oh wait. I want that first.
oh, look at it very closely.
Okay. What's over here? Okay. Let me back in. Where is this? Where am I?
You're in the dungeon. I hear there's a troll in the dungeon. Thought you ought to know.
Yep.
And plenty of scooters, too.
Spider troll? Spider troll.
Wow, blue rupee.
Don't you know spider troll?
What are the odds of that?
Camera's trying to tell you something.
I don't know what that does, but... Oh dear. That's where I am. It's going to drown me, isn't it?
Nope. Link can swim.
Oh, okay. So now I can get out.
But it should have drowned all the little spiders.
Yeah, they won't be missed.
Thank God.
Crawl space.
Wait, what is that?
That's something you'll have to come back for later.
Oh.
Yep.
And by later, I mean not even in this, run through the dungeon. I mean, much later.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Round 3.
Fight!
You may not be surprised as to who wins this. Just in general.
Another!
Darn.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now, that won't work.
That won't work.
It really won't.
No, even if you hit that section, it will not work. You have to stab it.
I love how we're finding out that the spamming method does not necessarily work.
We told her it wasn't going to. She actually did have to do the stabbing motion to get through there. Congratulations, you've earned a sign. So they're basically telling you when you got to that path where there was 2 doors that were shut, you have to hit switches in both the rooms to make the water rise. So you've already hit one of them. When it says one above, one below, you hit the one below because you had to go down into that cave.
So now this one up top, there's one over there?
There should be another switch somewhere that you'll hit to make the water rise further. I would recommend just looking around right now, not actually dropping down there.
So I was gonna say, I know I need to get over there.
And not necessarily looking directly forward either.
And I can't just jump in here and swim across.
You can't get. You won't be able to get up that section.
There's a thing right here.
That's where you came from, though.
That's where I came from?
Remember that was the tunnel you went down, and you can even see it below that spot. That's where you jumped out of.
Oh,
You
you're
already
right.
solved that puzzle.
I thought I jumped out of up there. Okay.
You went in through that spot, but when the water rose, you had to go out a different way. And it's nothing you have to dive down underneath the water for.
So I was gonna say, there's another entryway type thing down there, but... Oh, there's a thing up there.
There's a doorway, yeah.
But how do I get up there?
You may not be able to see it from this angle. Go backwards in the room a little bit. There's no enemies in there. You can walk freely.
Like here?
Like, keep going backwards.
Here?
Okay, now look around.
Using C.
Remember, you can also move while you're looking, too. I don't remember if it's this room or another one. It might be a different room, but there might be something in here you can interact with. It'll be bright green, so it'll be pretty hard to miss. And it'll be to the right of the platform where the sign is. If it isn't here, it might be a different room. That's left, by the way.
I think it's a different room.
It might be a different room. Because there's two of them, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not this room. Okay, so you've solved what you need to in here. You'll go back through that other side later.
So I can't get across yet?
No, you're going to go to a different room.
Okay.
I think you enter that side, like you enter that half of the room through a different way, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's not in this room. Alright, so there's a switch somewhere in here that can unlock that door that's directly across from you.
There's something down over here. Down over there. There's something over there as well. There's actually a lot of things in here.
Yep. Not gonna lie, this is actually pretty complex for a first dungeon in a Zelda game. Most of the time they're pretty linear. You are on the right track though with what you're doing now.
What? Oh.
It was just trying to go up there, it's fine, it was just a little log. The logs will rise with the water so they make platforms so you can get across.
Aha! I found it.
There you go. So technically you can do that room that you just unlocked first. The only difference is you have to hit it with the slingshot instead of swimming to it because the water's completely down at that point.
Ah. I could have just climbed up on the other side. That's
Yeah.
a fair point.
Also remember you can flick over remote to climb faster.
Alright.
I feel like they added that just to show up Twilight Princess for its slow climbing speed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that'll teach you, you jackass. Also, hello whoever that other person is that I also can't read from here.
Calonyr.
Calendar.
I'm scared to pronounce it because I'm going to do it wrong.
Oh, it's
also,
fine.
hell
You're used to
no.
that.
Over here.
Yeah, those both let me some scary stuff. That'll teach him.
You killed a guy.
Alright, so this was the room I was thinking of that had the hidden thing that was on the right of the main pathway.
But guess what you gotta deal with first?
Actually, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was in the other room, but it was not, so that was
Can
my
I
mistake.
jump down there, or...?
What do you...
Ooh.
You have to aim a little high. It's got to fall off. There you go. That was it. It was just those two. Alright, let's see how good you are at Tarzaning.
You may not be surprised at my answer. Oh, wow. I cannot believe I made that.
Wait till you see some later jumps in this dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Honest to God, every time I see that one at the end of the dungeon, I'm like, you should not be able to make that.
Oh, God.
How'd you hit him there?
Good question.
Hey, finally! You got
Nice.
a jelly
So,
blob that may look like a boring wad of gunk, but it's used to make all sorts of things.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Exciting.
These are typically dropped by the chew enemies, which is where we were expecting you to get one. We were expecting you to get one much later. That's usually the first drop in the game that you get, is those.
Yeah, they show up all over the place. Oh, fun. And
now you get to go kill the spiders while they don't move. It's the light bulb. It needs to be removed.
Interesting. Oh my god.
The good news is you only have to kill that one. You don't have to kill the other one.
Thank God.
What
Alright.
you're looking for is in between the two of them. Just look around. I mean, you probably could do a Skyward stab on him. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, you could.
ooh, yeah, Skyward stab. Use
That-
the entire power of the Skyward Sword to destroy these spider enemies.
Neat, more water.
There you go. So all you gotta do is get back to that main room. And you don't have to go that way. You can go the other direction so you don't have to fight him.
I want to try the Skyward Sword.
It'll make a
you
little
gotta,
noise when you actually have it fully charged. You still don't have it fully charged.
wait for it. Patience. There you go.
So you can do that. It's very effective.
You just have to wait.
Okay.
Also, I would recommend leaving through the other exit just to see if there's anything there, because I think there is something that way.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Okay.
I like how the webs bother you more than the spiders do.
Yes, because they're the worst.
Or mushroom, what did it ever do? Besides regenerate itself.
It wasn't friendly.
Nope.
That was the true sin. Thank you, Randall. Ooh, treasure.
Chest.
It's nice how he doesn't just like kick open the chest.
Yeah. You got the map. It shows the layout of the area and reveals unexplored rooms.
Nice.
And more importantly, if I remember correctly in Skyward Sword, there's no stupid compass. It's all just rolled into one. Because the compass usually shows you where the chests are and whatnot. So it is just the dungeon map in this game, which is way nicer. Because people understandably complained, what's the point in having to get a compass multiple times when the same compass would do in each dungeon?
The compass, the map, and the key.
Yeah. Well, the key's still a thing, but...
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you can't use beacons, but not really, again, that big of a deal.
Oh no.
But yeah, now you have plus, and you can view the map in here. So all the rooms that are kind of like a dark brown color means that you've not visited them. All the ones that are lit up means you've gone through them.
And there's
Okay.
X means there's a switch.
So there is a treasure in there, and raising the water level enabled you to get to the door to get to that treasure.
This one?
Yep.
So I need to go
You just need to find a way to be able to get to it.
that way.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I just jump down from here.
You do, yeah. So just take a look around and see what's changed now that you've raised the water level completely. You still can't get through that door over there because you need a key. And the chest you're looking for will have a key.
Because that's up to that thing now, but there's
And you
no
can't go.
way
You
in.
can't actually swim underwater at all. You can swim on the surface. That's it. So it's not going to be anything under the water. He's having a lot of fun with that door.
I don't see anything that's changed specifically because of the water.
There is something there. You looked directly at it already.
I've looked directly at everything.
What things have changed now that the water level has risen?
The logs are higher.
Yeah. And do the logs go anywhere? The first one that's right there leads to a door that's locked, so you can't do anything with it.
There's this one that goes to that thing that I can't get in.
Move a little bit closer to the log.
Does it look like it leads to anywhere else besides?
Like something you could latch onto and maybe climb.
Like that. Okay, alright. I got you. First of all,
There's... Okay.
Bye.
I was about to say, there's a much easier way to aim.
No, I think she was too far back to L target it.
Because L target's an almost guaranteed hit.
nope, stop. I want to get the rupee.
The swing. That's why.
I don't want to jump off there.
So I will say, the one thing I miss that's not in this game that I know of is the Ubu.
Yeah, Uku's not in this game. I actively avoided him when I was doing my 3-heart run yesterday of the first temple. I was like, I could get him, but nah.
Alright, and look who's there.
It's your favorite buddy.
I can go down in a hole.
This is a dungeon that's technically inside of a hole.
No.
You don't have to stand still.
Hey, die in a hole, buddy. Jesus Christ.
Spamming does nothing!
Yeah, well, doing things isn't helping either.
There you go. Move and swing forward.
God.
Stationary is never a good part of swordsmanship.
It really isn't.
That's why Link does backflips and side rolls and
All that other good
tuck
stuff.
and tumbles and
Yeah.
helm splitters. Alright, so
I remember you guys.
But there's more than one of them.
Oh, do I have to get both of them at the same time?
Try it. You'll know you're in the right spot when both of the eyes are open while you're not moving. That came dangerously close to hitting my desk.
I was just like,
I've got the Wii strap
That
on.
doesn't mean you can't hit the desk while the strap is on.
I can show you
I mean-
videos of people breaking their TVs with the Wii.
Yeah, it's not impossible, trust us. You go to smoke here. Use an unlocked door, you can only use it once. But since there's only one locked door you've seen, that's, you know, kind of narrows it down.
Whoop.
You up.
So close.
I wasn't intending to fall in the log.
Got the log in the log one. Or Sasuke.
Basically. Yay.
Alright, let's move on to the second half.
Meanwhile, walking through the giant. Hey, look, more spiders. More spiders.
You know, I don't like this very much.
And some bats.
Jeez, man.
There we
There we
go.
go. I took about 4 shots. Oh god.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a boss fight?
I am not. I don't have a shield.
Good. It's a mini boss fight.
Oh god. Ah, that's a good point.
You have to slash him based
Okay.
on how he holds the sword.
Yeah,
So again,
I'm getting
spamming
that.
will not work.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
If you wish to sit back a little further to make it easier. Because the optimal distance from the Wii...
Oh god. How much health
Yeah, he'll
does this guy
still block the
have?
Skyward strikes if they are sent the wrong way, so...
That's not helpful.
No,
Yeah.
see? He'll block it regardless. Remember, he only blocks from the front, but getting behind him is incredibly hard to do.
God is going to kill me. I'm going to die.
You still have a fairy, if nothing else. You're dead.
Starting to say.
I feel like you were more upset by the skeleton than the spider.
No, I wasn't more upset by the skeleton, but I was
More
definitely more like I'm definitely going to die.
Little hint. Z, holding Z when facing an enemy makes battles...
Typically, it makes it a lot easier. There's a couple of exceptions, but it's pretty rare.
Okay, Navi.
I mean, we could just stop helping you.
I mean, that's a good point. I just wanted to say something witty and scathing.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I will not help you from any point on for the rest
I
of the
wasn't doing anything, you're fine! Okay.
Be like the anti-Navi. Hey, you should go mess with that thing over there. It totally won't kill you.
Tell me what I know, Travis.
You got the beetle. The unexplained power contained within this insect-shaped item allows you to control it as it flies through the air. This is a really cool
Alright.
item. I love this thing.
Yes. Kind of reminiscent of the remote-controlled Batarang from the Batman series.
Requires a new item. No, you don't say.
It can fly.
No, you don't say.
And severed threads. Ooh.
Also, this is a lot bigger than it looked 3 seconds ago.
Yep. Now, it does have limited range in how far it can travel, but it will start flashing if it gets too far out of range, and it can go pretty dang far. That light is just showing where you are when you're using it.
Will it get stuck on this
No,
spider's web?
no break it. That's why I said it's for objects.
Well, you two assumed that.
She read? Yeah, I know.
No, I read it. I wasn't sure how small was small.
Also, I would not break that web that's got the crate on it while you're inside of this area.
Rip. Nice.
Alright, so now, how are you gonna get out of here?
I get the feeling it has to do with the bug.
Probably. You may have quite literally already flown past the answer while you were using it.
Oh.
Oh, look, and the spider's back where it was.
Wait, how come it's back where...
It didn't appreciate your shenanigans. And no, knocking the spider off of the web is not the answer.
No.
In fact, if anything, by the time the beetle it will probably be back again.
Oh god.
This poor little beetle is being abused. See, yeah.
Good thing it's not an actual beetle.
Reattaches itself.
Don't let Beetle find out you've been abusing his brethren.
Right.
Oh, every time in Breath of the Wild, I refuse the beetle on giving him a golden rhino.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here it is. Nice. And let me out!
I'm waiting for her to do something, and it's gonna make me very happy.
Alright, before you continue, Well, go ahead and kill the bats that are in the way. That are behind you. Or ignore them.
I wanted to get more stuff for my thing first, but...
Well, most importantly, though, because this is probably the most important thing you can pick up in the dungeon, is to use the beetle, and in that little center thing that you were standing in, send the beetle flying up as high as you can to the top of it.
Like, in right here?
Not directly in front of it, because you have to go up. You're going to go to the top of it from the outside with the beetle.
So, like, right here, and then just send it straight up?
Yep.
Right there?
Yeah, it'll be up there in, like, one of those little crevices you can see that's towards the top. It's not directly at the top, but you can see where the little windows are there.
Like, right there?
It doesn't matter where you launch it, you'll control it midair. So not that giant hole, but the smaller ones. Get it into one of those holes, and there's a switch at the center, and hit that.
This one? It doesn't like it.
Oh, there are bars on some of them. My mistake. But not all of them.
It'll
There's
be
some on
the
the
other
other side that
side.
were not. I thought it was completely open.
So let us pass the huge...
Oh yeah, you can knock down that crate now. The reason I said not to earlier is because it had rupees in it. So if you knocked it down earlier, you wouldn't have gotten any of the rupees.
Oh yeah, if it hits anything that triggers a cutscene, it will come back to itself.
It's nice that it gives you bail statues. Like, lets you just bail to the outside.
Yeah, in the old days you had to use Feror's Wind to get out of there. If you found it.
What rupees?
Alright, first of all... I'd totally pretend those were intentional whilst attempting to kill the bat.
Oh, don't worry, the game will
Ooh, I
punish
want
you for
that.
later.
Oh, can the bee get it? Can the... not the bee, the beetle.
Nope.
Nope,
The
there's
beetle
bars.
can't get it? Dude, this thing is small enough that it would go through the bars.
It's too wide. It's too
What about there?
Now you can go up there.
Oh, no. That was just my bad piloting.
Remember, you can hit down to recenter it.
Okay, actually. I see your point now. I don't think I can make it.
You can just spiral upward. You don't have to be like directly facing it. You can turn slightly if you need to.
Jeez. Move back. Nice!
That's how you do that.
Yay!
See, I don't always give you bad advice. Just when I think it's going to do something funny.
And you're usually right about it being funny,
Yep.
to be fair.
So that gives you another full heart container. This is the most amount of health you can have by the time you fight the boss in this dungeon, is 8 hearts.
Thought you were about to say in the game, and I'm like, we just started.
No. Most you can have is 20. Technically 18 if you're not going to count the heart medals. And with that, I need to find my pen and mark that off. I don't know where I put it.
Oh, you're not dead.
We used it to make the list.
Yeah, and then she gave it back to me, but I forgot what I did with it.
I don't like this, generally, as a concept.
Still could.
Fine if you want them.
I just noticed there were 2 of them, and I was like,
I also don't have a key yet, so I'm not gonna worry about that yet.
that's
Alrighty.
before 2019.
So, I feel like I'm looking for a key, alright?
Oh, make sure you look for a key. Door
Because
somewhere?
that locked door. Right here?
Then you will need a key at some point, yes.
Come here. Fight me.
The reason why I don't like Taco Well, Taco Bell.
Yeah, right
I would
there.
like taco flavored drinks either. That sounds absolutely disgusting.
Right there, you see?
cups.
You see? There's a locked door.
Yep, so you're gonna need a key somewhere. Take a look at your map, see what other rooms that you have not gone into that maybe don't need a key. There's one other room.
Over here.
On the other side, yes. See the giant lock that you pointed to? That means the door's locked.
Oh, I thought that was a... I'm very nearsighted.
You need to get new glasses.
I really do. These are my glasses from high school.
Oh my god, you're supposed to get a change over 2 years.
I did, and then they broke. And then they were like, yeah, to get another prescription, your glasses that haven't changed very much at all since high school.
The unopened ones expired for 2019, and the open ones expired.
You have to go see the actual
Because the
eye
only
doctor
ones are
dude
the ones my
again.
parents brought back from a trip they didn't want. Okay, how in the hell did I miss that? It was sitting right there. There's
How
no
did
way
I
I could have
know?
missed that.
You must use the power of the Triforce.
So I know to progress, I gotta go through here at some point.
Maybe there's a switch somewhere that you can access with your new item.
Oh, let's look up here.
Thank you, Randall. Honest to God, I heard him just say you're welcome.
That
No, I
went
don't want to go
nowhere.
outside. Thank you for asking. 4 down, 20 to go. For Piece of Heart, that is.
Ah,
There's honestly not that many pieces of heart in this game. Due to the fact you start with 6 and 2 of them are from heart medals, and there's a fair bit of bosses that give heart containers. As opposed to Majora's Mask, where there's like
Darn.
over 40.
I feel like I'm supposed to go this way because it's so difficult to fly through.
Maybe you could try going through the other side of it where there aren't any mushrooms?
That's a good point. There are mushrooms on the other side of it.
No, the other one as in the one hole that was right next to it.
No, that one goes over to that one.
Alright. Then you're gonna have to go through it either way. Looks like it was just money.
Oh. Alrighty, so not up there anywhere. I don't see it up there. Ooh, wait. I got it. Is it over here?
It will not be up there. The only switch that's up there is the one that unlocks the piece of heart.
That's the piece of heart. There's a heart.
I'm just watching each time you eat one of those, just whenever it cracks, I just see the mic just go into the yellow.
This one's also closed.
Maybe you can open it somehow.
I have to hit something.
Just say forewarning, Zelda dungeons are notorious for if you were given a dungeon item, you're probably going to have to use it a fair bit to get through the rest of it.
I'm gonna kill him. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you can actually break the branch part of it, or the spine part, whatever you want to call it, the stem.
Oh, and it won't kill me?
It will kill it instantly.
Nice. Eh. Alright.
love the sound effects they get from mushrooms, though.
Like all mushrooms do, you know?
That reminds me of the really low quality Alice in Wonderland KPA put on,
Oh, yeah.
where y'all just about gave Jace heat stroke because y'all
That
had
was
him
his idea, not
playing
ours.
the caterpillar under stage lights,
He was warned
and his
multiple...
costume was a sleeping bag.
I know for a fact he was warned at least by Mr. Hayes, myself, Brandon, and both the Cadens that he was going to get really hot in that thing.
Well, this
He was given at least 5 warnings.
This was after Mrs. Hayes. This was with Mrs. Byers.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's weird because I specifically remember him talking to Brandon while he was wearing the frog costume.
It's frog, not life for us.
But yeah, my brother was in it, and we came in after Mr. Hayes.
When was your brother?
He was...
I don't remember him being in it.
Actually, I don't remember what he played.
The only one I remember him being in was Our Town, which he did the narration for.
Yeah.
Which had like the huge blocks of text.
Just huge chunks of text.
That's
and
why we let him just keep the book for it and read it like he was reading from a novel to say it, because it was literal pages. Oh, look, a spider.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a
Ow.
tree.
Yeah, that was my bad. Nice. I didn't think that would count.
And now that the water's risen up, you can get over there.
Okie dokie. Unfortunately, now that the water's up, I can get over there.
Hey, you can get to where the spider is. Hooray!
So the good news is that now the water's back up, you can actually swim over there. The bad news is that now the water's up, you have to go swim over there. Alright, can I just like... Oh no! No!
I
No!
think you might have made him upset. You kind of destroyed his home.
No!
This was my home.
You can keep it, man, I'm going! You can keep it, you can keep Zelda, you can I don't give a damn. Oh my god, it's on the ground now! What do we do?
Fight me!
I don't wanna!
I don't know, I don't feel like we should give any advice. Tylen, your thoughts?
The advice is burn the goddamn temple to the ground.
You're hard to do with all the water.
Oh my
I
god!
don't know about advice, but I'm gonna sit here and giggle.
Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, because I know I am.
Look at those beady little eyes. He just
Why
wants
won't
to give
you
you
just
a hug.
die?
He just wants to give you a hug.
Yeah, well, he can go... I don't like that. I don't like this at all. I don't like this. I'm going home. Bye, guys. Okay.
That's my line.
Bye.
You don't actually have to kill it. You could just run past it. You really wanted to kill it.
You run the spider right.
No, what's in the water? My God, what do I do?
It died.
It
Oh,
died.
thank God. Oh, thank
Those
Jesus.
spiders can't swim in water.
Oh, thank God. Alright. Oh my God.
I'm having a great time.
I'm having a terrible time. What the hell? Ah!
Perfect.
I was just short. That's not fair.
You came up short.
I mean, I am. I don't trust it.
There's not a spider down there. I would remember that.
Okay, so what did that just do?
There's a chest in that room somewhere, see? You just left that room and there's a chest beyond it.
Look beyond what you see.
So I have to go back here and get the spider again.
He may not have respawned. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. There's only one way to find out. And no, it is actually in a chest, so the beetle will not be able to pick up whatever's in the chest. Well, the water's still up.
God damn it.
Are you ready for a mini boss? Because there's not one in here.
There's not?
No, but you will have to find your way out.
The game loves trapping you in a room and making you think that after that's happening.
I also really like spiders.
That's why there's a spider right there. I can see his shadow.
He just wants to say hi. He's looking for a buddy.
I don't want to. It's looking at me and I don't like it.
Well, while you have fun with that, I'll be right back.
Is it only gonna stare at me, or is it gonna me?
Drop on you if you cut the rope.
So if I don't cut the rope,
It won't drop on you.
alright guys, you need to pay attention to me.
There you go. And
God, it's stuck in the chair.
so it is.
Please stop. I don't like this. I don't like you. I'm not having a good time. I don't enjoy this.
There you go. What? Something good.
I'm gonna go home. I need to go home. God.
Just wait till the boss fight. So there's 3 eyes this time.
And I got 2 out of 3. Oh, I think I have to be up there. I will say, this is one of those circumstances in which I am extremely grateful that this is not like a video stream where y'all can see my making mistakes on my face. You know what I'm saying? Am I supposed to? Oh, I guess I'm supposed to push it off. At least I hope I'm supposed to push it off. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm getting it back. Oh, I get it. I get it now. I can see the ground.
I mean, that's very nice.
I swear on my life, if that thing respawns on me, I'm going to kill you. Okay. So cross-eyed.
Don't cross your eyes at me. You don't have to start from a long distance away.
Okay. So I got one of you. to do all you at once. Okay.
Hello! It's me! Actually, kind of surprised it gave it to you that time.
I mean, same. But I'm not gonna say anything. Alrighty.
Beautiful.
Oh, don't worry, I heard it from the bathroom.
She fought her first ground spider. Like,
Ah.
actually fought it.
Nice. So you figured out the easy technique for it, I'm sure.
Nope.
Yeah, didn't think so.
No, I figured it out. I just didn't execute it very well.
She spammed and...
I spammed attempting to execute the technique.
Oh, you went for the CAS strategy, the cry and spam?
Yes.
Try and spam.
How do I get out of here?
You already unlocked the way out. That was why you put the water level back up. That was the door you're facing is the one where you got the key.
So I need to go through the spider.
Or you could just roll through the web and past him and then to the door. You don't have to kill him.
Running, 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 running.
Something you will not see very often in Skyward Sword, very rarely is there a kill all enemy common in this game. It still happens, but it's not very common.
Except for the...
Well, the boss,
Okay.
obviously.
Well, I mean, no, the one she faced, it let her out as soon as she killed the skull.
Oh, I thought it did that after you did the puzzle with the eyes.
Yeah, you had to do the puzzle with the eyes. Oh wait. I just...
Randall, your microphone's going off. Microphone, the microwave.
Don't mind me. Yeah. Fine.
I mean, what are they gonna do?
Launch!
I missed.
You can also return with B,
Yeah.
so you don't have to like smack it into a wall or anything.
Okay.
That was probably a jelly blob you dropped down there.
Ugh.
Go and get it. It went towards the left. It's probably gonna disappear by the time you're done fighting this, though. Even though you can just walk around it.
Where
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
gone. I heard the noise for dropping a treasure. It makes a little doo noise. Same noise that when that shows up when you have something drop seeds. But
Very
those don't
deft
drop seeds.
climbing. Now let's do some Indiana Jones.
No, that's a different temple. have to spin attack those, by the way. You could just break them with a normal slice.
I know, and I'm looking at what's on the other side of it. I can't see much of it, but
It's
I don't
not a
like
spider.
it. I mean, I know. I also don't like it. And I don't need a shield for this.
No. This is gonna take some Wii Motion Plus skill.
Oh god.
You have to kill all 3 heads at the same time, or else they regenerate. But they'll usually form lines, so you have to slice alongside the line, like that.
Oh god.
There's also a very cheap trick to defeating this thing, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Ah. Because it's just before it attacks.
Yep.
Okay.
This is why I can't play this game sitting down. I have to be...
The trick to it is if you sever one head, like they kind of rear back, and then they all come down at the same time. So right when they come down, if you spin attack, it will instantly kill it.
That makes sense.
So it's actually a lot easier than relying on the Motion Plus to work correctly. Plus, if you kill it with a spin attack, I think it always drops 20 rupees.
Nice.
It may have just dropped the heart because you were low, though. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Alright, last room. Not counting the boss room, obviously. Alright.
Oh look, it's another gold one.
A real rarity, as I had to
It
eat.
breaks before the boss.
Yeah, you only get... Like, it was funny that it
I'll
did.
grab you a water too.
Thank you.
I see a friend.
Yeah, definitely not my friend.
Don't worry, he's pretty easy to kill. Especially since he's hovering over a bit. Alright.
Can I jump?
It's a bottomless pit, he ain't coming back.
Can I jump this?
Yeah, you have to run.
Oh god. Okay. So we got this, and that's probably where I need to go. We
Or it's
got...
a shortcut back, one of the two. I'm gonna bet it's probably a shortcut back. If you hit the map, you could check.
Ooh, that means I'm about to hit the boss fight.
Well, I did say this was the last room, not counting the boss, so I would assume so, yes.
That's fair.
Yeah, that looks like it's a shortcut back.
Indeed.
So that room. Since you're gonna have to go back to get a shield anyway, you might as well unlock it. And you don't have to use the slingshot either, you can use the beetle to hit those.
Nice.
Like I said, a lot of things trigger these switches. Very few things will not.
Should I go ahead and take the shortcut and go get one?
Depends if you want to get the boss key now or not. Because along with each dungeon having a map, each dungeon will have a boss key as well, so you have to find a way to get to it. It always looks like it's always in chests like that that look special, so you'll know them when you see them.
So I need to get over there.
Yep. I'll pass. I'm not big on peanut butter.
What are you eating?
Peanut butter cookie.
Peanut butter and I do not agree. So there's your way to get across. Or get to the boss key, anyway. Now, do you remember the strategy that we used last time to get rid of a guy that was across the tightrope? Yeah, a little bit lower, and that guy would have had a serious problem.
Hey, come here. Come here. I want to tell you something. Come here.
Come over here.
Come here. I kind of want to see how far he'll get.
He'll get all the way across if you let him.
Take a little time.
I would have fallen off too.
I will say,
Oh no, don't do this. Not this angle, please. I'm just gonna...
Guys, I'm so glad we played this game.
Yep, with my nightmares and
Heights and
extremely
spiders.
good CD and extremely good 3D, all things considered. So I'm gonna save real quick. Good to know there's a go outside button right there. What's over here?
It's a heart.
What's up here over here? Excuse me? What a... Oh, I think I'd...
There you go. Big faith!
Oh god!
Well, you made it, but then you immediately hit A to jump off of it.
That was my bad. Problem with the leap of faith is that I have none. I also have no aim.
Why don't you keep your health though? I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
I'm a little disappointed about that. I was really hoping this would be the point where she would have her first death.
Am I supposed to be swinging over to the side?
Probably, yeah.
How do I swing over to the side?
There's this little thing on the nunchuck that can change your direction called the analog stick.
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Da, da, da.
I remember where I heard that joke the other day where... Oh, right. It was like somebody I knew at work that was talking about, like, they have, like, the worst nose-blowing sound ever. And they work with kids at an elementary school. One of them went, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." I'm like,
Oh my
damn, that
God.
is a sick burn right there, but also hilarious. Little kids are hilarious, man.
Oh god. I'm not confident in this directionality. That's...
I wouldn't be either if I was lined up like that.
Meanwhile, Fee's just like, I'm glad I'm a spirit. I cannot be hurt by things such as long falls.
I mean, Link doesn't get hurt either. Apparently, he doesn't lose any health, which again I'm a little disappointed about.
It's because he's used to doing that up above.
Probably.
Whoa there.
I missed.
No, you didn't miss. You just let go too early.
I did?
Yeah. You're right on line with it.
Got to wait for the apex of the swing.
Okay. I think I'm lined up okay. Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. This is fine. Can we just stop that? Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Bingo. You got the boss key, except it's not called that in this game. It's called the golden carving. The strangely shaped gold sculpture is covered in mysterious patterns.
Interesting.
I
Oh,
remember.
jeez.
There was a corner over there that was like looked like it was like bright light was shining on it.
Yeah. Alright, so that's everything outside of fighting the boss. So do you want to go back and get a shield now?
Yes.
You also don't have to cross that tightrope to go outside.
Yeah,
You
I was
just find
about to
another
say,
statue.
isn't there one just like right outside here?
I think it's in the entrance of this room, like where you initially came from, but there is one in here, yeah.
It's around
There's also
here
another
somewhere.
crate in there. It's right above you. I think that one has a fairy in it, though.
Oh.
Starting to say, it's just like, as soon as I find an unlimited resource in the game, or unlimited use item, use it every time you can.
Yeah, it's the bug net. That's what I did. I was abused it and got a bunch of bugs and stuff.
It is indeed a fairy.
Yep. All your bottles are full, so...
It's just going to
Hi.
stand there. Oh, never mind.
No, it's dead. Just killed it.
Yep,
Gee, exhausting.
because I
It's
don't
like
believe in
this.
fairies.
Don't tell Mr. Crocker. That joke would be a lot funnier if you had actually watched that show.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine that would be extremely hilarious. Okay,
That's one of those shows that, like, at the start of its run was actually legitimately really funny, but then, you know, Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the final 3 episodes.
I know, I can't wait for it to be over so the ads will stop appearing.
yeah, they talk a lot for the last final 3 episodes for it having not been the longest running TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're nowhere near the longest running TV show.
Simpsons is like, excuse me, we would like a word?
Right? Like,
With
The
our, like,
Simpsons
20
has,
some
like,
odd seasons.
they have over 20 seasons, and they're like,
And it's
oh,
still
you're,
going.
you're sad after it ending after 13? Well, sounds like you shouldn't have let your quality slip.
Yeah. Like, do you know why The Simpsons has lasted as long as it has? Because most of its jokes are based on current events, and news will not stop happening. Same thing with Family Guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, Family Guy is horrendously...
Like, whether you like the show or not, or whether you think it's good or not, they will have new material because new things will keep happening.
Oh, yeah. And if not, they'll dig into some obscure historical jokes.
Yep.
And even then, there will be jokes about how there is no news.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Joke
alrighty.
about the human condition.
Pretty much.
Ah, mortality.
Destroy these flowers in particular.
I want to get more rupees.
You have enough for a shield.
You do.
I mean,
you don't
agreed.
need any more.
Pats!
And what a surprise, nothing in them.
Barrels! It's like they learned, or... No!
Trust me,
no.
there will be faster ways to grind money than what you're doing later. Better.
I mean,
No!
agreed.
It's not that they learned.
They're adapting.
It's the fact that where this game is, they realize that the hero might need money, so they just store their pots.
Clearly.
They store their money in pots so that the hero can. It's all yours for 50 rupees.
Can I upgrade it?
Maybe.
You got a shield.
There's only one way you would not be able to upgrade it, I think.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
D-pad.
Hi. There we go.
D-pad's your friend.
D-pad the best.
No, you got it.
Boom.
Good thing you found that jelly blob, because otherwise you wouldn't have
That
been able
one
to.
blob.
Woohoo.
I remember looking through the upgrade list after I got all those collectibles just to see if there was anything. I know the other two can't be upgraded though.
Now the thing is,
I know for a fact that they can't because there's items that you have for treasures that you haven't picked up yet.
Quick question. Shield breaks. You have to buy a new shield, wooden shield, and
It's
you
from
have
scratch.
to upgrade it.
Yeah, you have to upgrade it.
Alright.
I'm only gonna count the things for, because the list I have is for upgrading every B item and everything in Adventure Pouch, like shields, once. So after it gets upgraded once, if you lose it, then I'm not gonna be able to keep track of anything you might need to pick up in addition to it. And I guess you probably can't upgrade again because it's gonna require tumbleweeds. You won't get those for a
We
while.
have everything else though.
You also need the tumbleweeds for the bug net, so I know you couldn't get that one, and the slingshot is a different item as well.
Alright.
So now you can equip with minus. That's 1. There
That
you
was
go.
plus actually, but
It's nice to see everybody's faces on a map.
Yep.
It's not creepy at all.
Nope.
It's kind of like he... Oh! Starting to say. And now...
And now you could summon Beetle more easily, but there's nothing you could buy there currently. The lowest item price-wise that is currently there is going to be the Adventure Pouch for 300. And it's not worth going around to collect another 251 rupees. Unless you want to spend about 6 hours.
excuse me.
You were supposed to dash.
So I have to run to my death instead of simply jump.
Yes,
Makes
it's called a
sense.
leap of faith.
Ew. Where is... There it is. It's like this giant
Complete
green
other
thing of
side.
light, but...
Well, yeah, you exited from a different part of Scaloth than you have normally. So because you exited from the west, it spawned you in the west.
Oh, by the
Okay,
way-
this is getting me motion sick now.
Yeah.
I know.
By the way, I finally did find that in the Breath of the Wild where everything restarts.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
There's so many different ways to defeat different.
I remember, like, when I went there, I accidentally got myself killed because, like, you know how a lot of stuff has glare on it that's like water and whatnot?
Oh
I
yeah.
found that poison swamp in the middle, and it, honest to God, looked like normal water, and so I tried to just
Oh,
swim
yeah.
across it and just jumped right in and died instantly. It's like, oh, that wasn't water! Because it was just completely white, so I was like, oh, it's probably just a gleam on water. It's like, nope, that was swamp water. It's like, okay, good, glad you told me.
And then she'll save again right before the
Indeed
boss
I will.
fight. Ooh. So psyched.
It's about time we got back to more plot.
Yes.
Granted, I've been grinding on this for about 6 hours, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm more
it
than ready.
Definitely is.
I'm more than ready to hear some more story.
As we try and climb a random.
Hardcore parkour!
Gun.
I am very interested to see how this boss
Poorly.
fight will go.
Poorly.
Especially if it has anything to do with spiders.
It does not.
It does not,
As far as I can remember, there's no spider boss in this game.
which is actually
Quite unfortunate.
quite unfortunate and quite rare in the Zelda series.
Yeah.
There's almost always a spider boss.
Goma, usually, or some form of her.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't look like much of a spider in a lot of them. Like an oot.
Well, since she's taken the long way,
Oh, is there a short one? How do I get up
not,
here?
not to get through here now.
oh.
We made that shortcut earlier, but you haven't gotten to the point where that shortcut is.
Yeah, I haven't.
That's in like the big circular room. There's no fast travel to get straight to the end of the dungeon. It's not Majora's Mask. And unfortunately, no Zelda game can be as good as Majora's Mask.
I'll have to go up there again and deal with that thing, though.
No, you don't. Like I said, all the puzzles will remain solved. All the doors will remain unlocked. It's just enemies that will respawn.
Oh god. Bye.
I'm sure he's very upset and butthurt that you didn't try to fight him.
Oh yeah.
He'll get over it though.
I remember where this goes to.
I was supposed to say, since you've almost made a complete lap of the area, I'm going to assume you passed it. Which way is going to be faster?
It's either this one or that one.
Which one looks like it's going to be faster?
That one.
There you go.
This one, yes. Indeed. I know what's going on.
Actually, hit the plus button again real quick. Oh, right, I forgot that there was another chest in that final room. If you want to go and get it, it's 20 rupees. That threw me off because I thought I saw it, and then I'm like, wait, I don't remember there being another chest in here. Also, I see an amber relic.
I do as well. Yeah! There's the fancy flying. Ooh, wait. I wonder...
Southwest. Here's the fancy flying. I feel like that could be their new slogan. I don't think he likes it. What does he do? Where is he going?
He's scared of it. What the hell?
Alright, well, whatever. I guess he's gonna leave you alone. I don't think he's interested anymore.
Nice to know it does that intentionally.
He just walked off that cliff.
Dude, I'm not that bad, am I?
No, he just like tried to run up the stairs and just clipped off.
Oh my god.
Oh well, enjoy your 20 rupees.
Yay! Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, but I think I will.
Since Skyloft only has 2 stores, I imagine that is pretty easy to do.
Alright.
And now for the key, rather than inserting it, you have to solve this puzzle. You have to make it match how it looks in the back there. Some of these are pretty easy, other ones are very, very hard.
It's a fair point that I would have to figure out how to put this in. Yes.
Yeah, when it glows like that, let go of it, and then tap A to insert it properly.
Perfect.
You've done it, you've made the letter H!
Yay!
You know, like that Who's Line skit.
Also, it just broke the golden thing.
Yeah, it's fine, it probably wasn't worth much.
Even though it's solid gold?
And it's gold plating. It's like fool's gold. Or chocolate coins.
Hi. What is this?
I'd do a voice for him, but I could not do him justice. You may call me Girahim.
Alright.
Or Lord Girahim, either one.
But I'm not fussy.
Yeah, he's not fussy, so that's all good.
I feel like if you're royalty, you're allowed to be fussy. Excuse me.
Gotta break those stereotypes.
I mean, I didn't draw my sword. So really, this is your fault that you're having to fight me. Where did you go? I'm going to die.
Link's like, whatever you do, don't move.
I'm concerned.
Yes, so you've met our friend.
Can I go home now? You can have
You'd
her.
rather
I
fight
don't want
this?
her.
You'd rather fight a spider?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Is there an option where it's just
Gosh
none of the
darn it,
above?
way too much tongue.
Good God.
There's such a thing? Demon Lord Girahim. In phase 1, he'll grab your sword if you swing at him.
Oh, okay.
Which means spamming will not work.
That's fair.
What you have to do instead is, because he tries to grab your sword,
That's not what I want.
he will basically function like the eyes do. Where if you point it up, he will try to grab it if you swing from up to down. You have to actually Z target him for this. So you want him to have his hand pointed one way and then swing a different way. So if he's pointed down and you swing from down to up, he'll try to grab your sword.
God.
It's just like, this is why I feel sitting in the armchair is a disadvantage.
Yeah, I've done it though, so it can be done.
I'm also gonna over here so I don't hit your computer.
Gonna mess the... You might want to just roll back in the chair.
Well, no, she's doing it correctly. That little, like, the little diamonds that fly off of them signify you're doing damage.
Yeah.
So you are doing it correctly.
And if
Oh,
you
where'd
can't
you go?
corner him, he'll always teleport back to
to
the
teleport away.
Which was clever design by the designers. Otherwise, people would have used the corner system.
Yeah, we did that for the Water Temple boss in Ocarina of Time all the time growing up, so it's fair to assume that we would do that. So, fun fact about this demo, when they released the demo for Skyward Sword, there were 3 different demos you could play. One of them was gliding around in the loft wing, one of them was going through part of this dungeon, and the third one was fighting this boss. And of all the news reporters, i.e. people that are not actual gamers that tried to cover this game, out of all the reporters that played this demo, they had 40 minutes to beat this boss, and no one did it. Nope. Despite the fact that it can be easily done in under 2 minutes.
He's gonna teleport. And he's about to touch you.
Inappropriately.
Please don't touch me.
The 2-finger touch.
That'll teach you.
I'm just gonna go backwards. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
And he actually can steal your sword if you don't, like,
He'll steal your sword and swing at you with
yeah,
it.
he'll swing at you. You have to block it and shield bash with the shield in order to get it back. Which is a really cool idea, because I don't think that's really ever been done that often. Especially not for a first temple boss.
Well, it gets you used to the motion controls if you don't...
Stop, stop, stop. No! Give me back.
Pretty much. Yeah, you are going to have to shield bash it back. Yeah, okay, you dropped it over there. You're going to have to go pick it up.
Where is it? Give it.
You got it.
Stop.
The key is just to spin it around him in a circle slowly, and then when his hand stops moving, when he's tracing your sword, then you'll know when to swing.
Yeah.
She's a little impatient.
Yep, that was early.
It'll give you plenty of time.
Also know the Skyward Strikes and stabs will not work on him.
Because he's just gonna stand in front of you.
Wait, what are you? I don't like that. Hey!
I was waiting for the backhand. I was just like, wow, this is actually taking quite a bit. Next phase.
Alright, phase 2.
I don't like this.
So now you're gonna wait for him to dash at you, and then when he dashes at you, you're gonna shield dash. A little bit early. Do it like right as he's parallel to you, or just like standing right next to you.
Oh, darn. This is going to kill my sword. Or my shield.
Oh, and then there's this part.
That's why I'm keeping track of the shield meter this time. Too early.
Damn it!
Do it later than you think you need to.
Because he's
Also,
gonna
don't
be
miss one part, don't waste them.
Ah!
Yeah, you can hit those back at him.
Darn it!
Alright, use your potion.
Remind me how to do
Minus.
this.
Hold down minus.
Ow. This one?
Yes. Wait, your shield's not equipped, you unequipped it.
Okay, so equip that.
Yep.
And then
Then use it, yeah. Let go of it. Now use it.
Now use
A.
it. A. Okay.
It's got all your commands at the bottom to for what to do with an item that you're holding out.
Ow! Okay. Can't find you. Hey! Where are you? Darn, it was way too early.
There you go, swing. Alright, just keep repeating that until he's done. Yeah, sometimes he'll try to teleport behind you and swing, but he gives you enough time to dodge it, honestly.
Jesus.
Notice too, whenever you bash him back like that, your shield does not lose any.
Nice.
Because it's a perfect block.
Yeah.
Jeez. Please no.
There you go.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Really.
Yeah.
Inside swing. That was nice.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Ah, Jesus. Ow. Okay. I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot of damage.
You are damaging him.
I know he's I feel like I'm just not doing a lot. That time at least. Nice.
Congratulations, you've made it further than I did.
I love how his sword looks, by the way. It looks really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I always like the scimitar-esque blades.
Ugh, she's gone.
But you also stopped him from getting to her.
That's fair. And I didn't die.
That's true, you did not die. You didn't have to use your fairy.
I mean, yeah, I haven't had to use a fairy
You
yet.
wouldn't have even died if you didn't have the 2 heart containers. Or the 4 heart pieces and the heart metal, rather.
Yeah.
Speaking of heart containers.
Here's another one.
But yeah, so you could reflect his stuff back at him to deal even more damage as well.
Yeah, the little things that he shoots, if you swing in like the same way that the line is drawn, then
It'll reflect all of them back at him.
which you will actually have to do later on when you fight him again, because of course you'll be fighting him again.
And it's not going to be as easy.
No, definitely not. For now, though.
Yay! And we're good.
Okay, before you move on, these are 2 important things. One, there is a 20 rupee on one of these statues up here that you can use the beetle to get.
I see it.
It's probably like farther along. You shouldn't trigger anything unless you
I see
Skyward
it.
Strike a specific spot that it asks you to, but it should be on one of these 4 columns up here. Yep, there it is. Just saw it for a split second.
Yep.
So yeah, just make sure to not Skyward Strike that crest.
Okay. I'll be.
So yeah,
over
first
here.
thing is the beetle. And the douchebag on the motorcycle. That's important too. Remember, you can just swing around and slowly gain altitude to reach it if you can't get it immediately.
Assuming I can.
The beetle's time is more based on how far away it is from you, not so much actual it's been in the air too long. It takes a long time for that to happen.
Where is it?
It's on the pillar that you're circling around.
Oh, that's helpful.
Just let yourself go farther out and then swing back in. There you go.
There we go.
Alright.
Alright.
The second thing, and definitely more important, you'll imagine my frustration whenever you realize what it is. That little statue that is there where the crest is, jump in the water and go around it, behind where it is. There's no enemies or anything in here.
Just plenty of birds and butterflies for you to catch. And fish.
Oh, there's some fairies.
Yeah. Imagine my frustration when I didn't realize that was there. Because the second that you hit your, you use a Skyward Strike on the Hylian crest, it activates a cutscene and pulls you out of the dungeon. Meaning you have to go all the way back through. And the dungeon layout in this dungeon in particular actually does change. So you have to go all the way back through it again in order to get this. Nope.
I know.
She was trying to realign her.
You have to actually pull out the sword, and there you go.
My alignment was not correct. Noom. Alrighty.
Alright, that's all you needed from here. You can know, like, just for reference's sake, nobody that's watching this will realize it, but just to make sure that I remembered we actually picked that one up, look at my notes. I put a giant blue,
box.
I put a square around it to make absolutely certain I did not forget about that one.
You don't. No. What you'll do is you'll stand there and
pull out
raise
your sword.
and raise your sword skyward. Just leave it still for a moment, because sometimes just even the slightest twitch.
Yeah, it's like working an ultrasound machine, very delicate motions. You don't want to do too much too quickly.
Unless somebody has got her arm and her leg in front of her face and you have to give her a poke in the butt to get her to move.
True, but that probably wasn't the ultrasonographer you're referring to.
I mean...
If it was, I'd have some questions.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mainly like, how are you still carrying a job?
Is it really an ultrasonographer?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It actually is.
Dang.
Alright, I have a message written.
I've worked with
for
them
the
so much at
gods
work,
of
I've
Eldin.
literally taught medical students how to use the ultrasound machine.
Here you go.
So.
From the edge of time I guide you, the one chosen to carry out the goddess's mission. The spirit maiden who descended from the clouds must travel to 2 sacred places to purify her body. What?
Yes.
You stand in one of these places, Skyview Spring. The other is known as the Earth Spring.
You know,
Okay.
royal mud bath. I mean, if it's an earth spring, you would assume earth, dirt, spring, water.
The second spring is hidden away deep within the scorched earth of Eldin. The spirit maiden, ever mindful of the heavy task entrusted to her, has set out for the second sacred place. You know, it would be a lot easier to communicate if you would quit spinning around everywhere.
She'll do that each time, by the way, so get used to it.
Nice.
It is pretty nice though how.
Is that a map to the Fire Temple?
No. But it is another tablet fragment. The ruby one.
Nice.
I say it's not to the Fire Temple because there's a later temple that is technically the Fire Temple. Even though there are 2 fire-based temples, the first one is not considered the Fire Temple. It's stupid.
Of course, question mark?
Yep.
Purified herself in the waters of this spring. Good
A
God.
nice little baptism.
I mean, Zelda almost always ends up praying in some sort of spring in a game.
Yeah, it happens a lot. So you're going to take that back to where you put in the first tablet, and it will likely, and by likely I mean it will, produce another column of light, and that's where you go next.
Alright, makes sense.
And then again, it boots you out.
Goodbye.
Get out.
Though you can revisit the area if you wish.
Yeah, you can. In fact, you'll have to later.
Oh yeah.
A couple times. It's very frustrating. I don't like that section.
Oh, hey.
You! Get him!
Whee!
Did you find the girl? No, you're not gonna do it. Oh, that's too bad, but it sounds like you at least know where to search next to find her, right? That's something.
Right?
It's a thing.
My Kikwi friends!
Friends.
Weirdo.
Wait.
I will say, Kikwis were an interesting addition to the characters of Hyrule.
To the cast of races that are in the Hyrule Compendium, yeah. There are worse ones. Koroks, namely.
Oh my gosh, Korok.
I'm talking about before Breath of the Wild. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking Wind Waker. Because they evolved, I use that term loosely, evolved from the Kokiri. Yeah, I know. It's in the Hyrule Historia. It's an actual thing.
I know. It's.
Wow.
And then there was the Minish.
Oh yeah, the ones that can only be seen by children. Alright, so you should have another Goddess Cube chest somewhere in the world if you hit plus.
Oh look, it's right next to the.
The Lumpy Pumpkin. Or the Pumpy Lumpkin. Really, you can say those interchangeably.
It's pretty easy to see from here. So it's daytime.
And then you can't fly at night. Which still, I'm very upset about. It would have been so cool to fly at night.
Just a pain to animate.
It would have looked a lot prettier, likely. Also, at this point, it might potentially allow you to do the next part of the side quest. Yeah, you're repaying your debt. I'm not sure if it will yet. It might be after you're done with the second area, but I'm not 100% sure.
At least we can get you set for the second area. Oh, that was close.
I told you I was going to do it every time.
That was really close. Oh, 3 different pots. Nothing! You get nothing! Good day, sir!
That one you already opened.
I did. So I guess it's inside?
Nope, it's on the roof of the building.
Oh, of course. Is there a way to get up there other than off my bird?
Nope.
Nope.
Alright.
So let's see about your targeting skills.
I mean, the roof's pretty damn big. Trust me, there are worse jumps you have to make to get Goddess Cube chests later on.
Oh, yeah.
There's some where you have to go like inside of like a volcano area and then like angle downward. It's like really awkward.
Alright, where did it go? Hang on.
You can use Z to look down.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's to your left.
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
That was pretty damn great though.
Using Z to look down when right before you jump is probably recommended.
Yes. Z is the best. Oh,
Oh
God.
hey. Hi.
Hi!
Nah.
Brave Knight who slayed
Slayed
the
the
chandelier.
chandelier.
Nice. It's almost pumpkin picking season.
So I have to pick up the
No.
pumpkins.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Remember, they have little dots above their heads if they actually have something important to tell you.
For a second, I thought she forgot.
I did
That was-
forget.
It's like, oh, and Link fell to his death after feeling the success of one dungeon.
Oh god.
Also, remember, you can rotate yourself in the air, so you probably could have landed the right way.
Probably.
Because you had to do that at the start of the game when they made you jump off the doodad.
There we go.
You had to run your bird into the
Alright,
ground.
so there's a spot somewhere down here, like, it's... Imagine if, like, the place had a front sign, and that there's a spot just above the sign where you can land. There's some spot around here.
How do I look down to tell?
You use C. If you use C and you are, like, looking, like, you are moving while looking around, I don't think it's possible to fall off. It might be a different game I'm thinking of, but... Yeah,
Oh.
that's it right there,
Yeah.
so move forward from where you are.
Just right here?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you can. Okay.
And you
that's the right
definitely
way to go.
can fall off.
Well, that's the right way to go anyway.
So it's just very fortunate I was on the right part of it.
You got a gold rupee! It's worth 300 rupees. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Shh, it's fine.
So to say, they're rare enough that everybody would be in a commotion if you... Imagine, like, throwing out a gold rupee to somebody.
Did a good job serving me my food. Here's a gold rupee. Get yourself something nice. No, I don't think he's got anything for you, but you can check.
Scheming.
Yeah, he's still in Sam. Alright, so you can't do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember specifically when it is, but oh well.
He needs some time.
Trust me, based on the end of that side quest, you'll be glad we're saving that for later, because it's quite a pain. Sherwood and I were talking about the worst minigame that was in this game, and we both agree it's the last thing you have to do in that one. Mostly in terms of just the fact it's not done the way it should be done, not in terms of it being actually difficult.
So back to ski lift.
Yep. Back to stair lift.
Ski lift.
The Stairmaster. Do you want to try taking a warp rock?
Oh goodness, yes. Do it. Fly through the center of that rock.
Remember, it's like driving a car. The more that you overcorrect, the worse it's going to get.
Oh,
Case in
yeah,
point.
no. I tried.
Sorry, that's as far as my arm will go. So I'm still in the group that's got like all the method students in it, and I'm just getting like messages over and over of them scrambling, trying to get all their final stuff done. It's like, guys, you do realize finals week is like tomorrow, right? And there you go.
In my defense, I pressed down.
Well, you can't call your bird unless you run off of a thing.
Oh, that's
If
fair.
you get thrown off a waterfall, it's not going to do anything anyway.
Watch your step there. Haven't they taught you at the academy that knights must always be vigilant?
I'm honestly
Sharpen up.
surprised it took this long to see this scene.
I mean, that's fair.
Yay!
It's a very pretty bird.
You?
I nearly ran off again.
He's right, I should be more vigilant. She runs
I'm-
off immediately.
I'm glad that you're imitating your game this early.
I'm glad that you're not focusing on the story objective.
Nope. No story objective.
Only
What's a
pumpkins.
story objective?
Only pumpkins. She's too greedy. This is what.
To
this
be
is
fair,
why
she
we
probably
can't get
doesn't
her-
know where we're going.
No, I know. We're going to the altar eventually. I'm trying to remember where I go to get my shield fixed.
There.
Is it cheaper to pay to get it fixed or to...
Depends on the shield, but it's going to
Get
be
a
cheaper to
potion.
get paid to get it fixed. Because remember, buying the original shield was 50, and then upgrading it's another 50. It's probably going to take you 20 to fix the shield like this. But the more expensive ones do, or like the better ones do, take more to repair.
And thankfully, the repair
Out of
doesn't.
10.
Damn.
The repair doesn't cost you based on
Like how
damage.
bad, yeah, how badly damaged it is. And it always restores it to max.
Because there's some games that'll charge you based on how much damage is dealt
Yeah.
or something.
The upside is once you get the tablet put in for the next area, you're going to get rid of the shield and replace it with another one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because the game always does almost what every Zelda game, well, recent Zelda games has done.
Yeah, recent ones. The old ones, it
You
was like
get-
you got
you
the
get it-
Hylian shield, and it's like, alright, you're good.
You get attached to something, and then they say, "Oh, you better not use it in this next place," or
Yeah. So about that remembering where you were going thing.
I know where I'm going, I'm just not sure where I'm going.
where did you come from? Where did you go?
I need to go to the altar. Yes. This is the correct way.
Eh.
That feels... that does not feel like that's in there securely.
No, it probably
no, it's
isn't.
not. It's only the power of magic and friendship that's holding it in.
And bugs.
And bugs.
I always forget about the bugs.
Me too. It's kind of sad.
To be fair, like, even when I first started playing and now, I very rarely upgraded potions.
Oh yeah.
Like, almost never.
if you never have the need to use them, why upgrade them?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because I see it's like Guardian Potion, like, oh, this stops you from taking damage for like X amount of minutes. I'm like, I don't need that. Plus, the Guardian Potion's expensive. At base, it's 200.
Is there anything else I need before I,
There is, but you'll be introduced to it very quickly.
Ah.
Hey!
I'm very concerned.
My child has fallen, and she cannot get up. Has she been kidnapped?
Yeah, but then the kid woke up. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Dead books. I must brush up on my fatherly humor.
Nope.
Well, you see, man, your kid's a problem child, and we don't want that to be associated with our fine institution.
Thank you, University of Alabama.
Nah.
You see, I'm on a quest to save the world. What's one child thrown under the bus?
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, my man. Alright, so, that opened up a new quest. I think the first place to go is to talk to that kid that you ran into the tree. Actually, no, go ahead and talk to Fledge. The order for what you have to do in order to finish this quest is kind of weird, but I know he starts to help a little bit here. Alright, so the kid that's in the plaza where you initially talked to Groose, I think is the first one you actually need to talk to.
What the hell?
Nice.
I didn't expect him to run up there.
They put that in like a particularly awful spot just to screw with people, I'm almost 100% sure.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
why it is where it is. But it's funny. I did the exact same thing too when I played.
Quick, let us all fall to our deaths. Ha ha! Yo! Yo! Ha ha!
Gosh. It's like a mix of like Barney, Goofy, and the Piantas from Mario Sunshine.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I'm just saying.
By the way,
I'm
is
a
this
chuckster.
is that on the virtual console for
Thank God, no.
Aw.
No, there's no GameCube stuff on DC yet.
I loved goofing off on just Super Mario Sunshine, just goofing off and pulling weird stunts.
In the graveyard?
Yep.
Where's the graveyard again?
The graveyard is across the bridge if you keep going the way you're going. Like, do you see where that red dot is towards the bottom right? Right.
There it is.
That.
Okay.
You can set a marker if you'd like.
Yeah, you're going the right way.
As Link is coughing up a lung.
He'll be right.
He's the hero, he can handle it.
Do you really think there are monsters abducting children in our little town? I do! I do! Anybody besides Tristan? Yeah, I think you actually do have to say I do there. You do have to agree to marry her. Also, mashing the A button doesn't make this go faster. Holding down A does.
Huh?
Old man who lives near who's always ranting about hidden monsters in Skyloft. No one knows he's a little loony though, so no one takes him seriously.
Boy, were they wrong.
And he is at the Lumpy Pumpkin.
So I have to go all the way over to the Lumpy Pumpkin?
Yep.
Do I need to check the graveyard first?
He'll send you back here with instructions.
Once again, beautiful music.
Yeah, it still doesn't quite do the Great Sea justice though.
Yeah.
I do think the Great Sea is better than like the area you fly around in. I like the flying more than the sailing in terms of like the concepts, but in execution I think the Great Sea is better. That said, I think in terms of how large they are, the Great Sea is far larger and I prefer the flying in that respect.
Alrighty, so now I have to find an old man.
Yep.
Creepy old man.
Oh, if we're looking for a creepy old man, we could probably just check the living room. I'm sure there's one in there. Probably watching TV.
Dun, dun.
Hey, that guy looks old. Your Half that gullible look that says you might take an old man's rambling seriously. I'm not gonna do the voice. It'll take too long. But I can't say for sure because no one's lived to tell the tale. You wanna know how come I'm telling the tale if no one's left alive? Yeah, well, I was up and I was able to escape by the seat of my pants. I was saved by my cat-like reflexes. Uh-huh. Did you use your super ultra secret, what was it? A ninja foxtrot mango technique, I think is what it is from Earthbound.
Okay, so one of the trees is apparently the Whomping Willow at midnight, so at midnight
No, he's saying
tonight.
he saw the monster hit the tree that was near the gravestone, not the tree hitting him.
Oh.
It refers to the monster. Pushed the gravestone, the door to the storage shed opened up all by itself. The monster went in the shed and then closed the door behind itself, which was unexpectedly polite for a demon.
Here. So I need to go in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Alright.
Other way.
Just gonna try for it.
I would flap one more time to get a little bit more height.
Stay on target.
Nice.
Like 10 times faster.
I look forward to falling to my death.
Yes. We all look
So now I just
Doesn't
need
everybody have their
to...
death picked out in advance?
Oh no!
God.
Oh, don't worry,
Not
she did
this
that
again.
earlier.
Flap, flap, flap. Hello again!
I know.
I just
dude.
figure that's like your version of doing the bridge in DK Mountain. It's just like that's how you get across by just intentionally falling off
Basically.
Oh, by the
You know,
way,
drop
there's
you
a
off on
reason
the
why
other
their
side.
helmets look like that.
because they're tools.
No,
Yo.
the birds.
Oh, the birds. I thought you meant the
You
actual
don't see
rider.
it until it's nighttime.
So before you switch it to nighttime, go back to the bazaar and talk to the item check lady. It's not important to the quest, but it'll make my job a little bit easier later down the line. Hi.
Meanwhile, this is an interesting angle.
Yeah. Think what you want, doesn't matter.
Yes, that's true.
It's true, and I killed Zelda with this pinky.
Do I need to?
No, you don't. You just need that line of dog. There is a quest involving her, but you actually have to go for a certain quote-unquote time limit, or a time period, and that time period is only extended whenever you switch it from day to night, and vice versa. So you have to actually make in-game days pass. And so since I slept tonight to get the Starry Fireflies, I forgot to talk to her afterwards, after switching it back to day. But now you can go and just pick a bed to sleep in. Doesn't have to be your own, can be anybody's.
Pick your bed and lay in it.
Nice.
Oh, you should sleep in Zelda's bed. That wouldn't be creepy at all.
I dream of... No! Go sleep in Grace's bed!
No, I think he's still in there, actually, so... Remember he was moping?
Bath.
Oh, the bath bed.
The bath bed. It's a water bed.
Ew.
Clearly.
It's a shared bathroom bath bed.
It's
Instructor Horwell's bed.
I'll teach you.
Owlin.
And that's gonna be Master Gabora. Yeah, the fat dude. He didn't actually have a bed in there anyway.
So sleep in your girlfriend's father's bed.
No, like I said, he doesn't have a bed in that room, so
He never
can't.
sleeps.
We'll get to that later. Trust me. There's never mind. Forget I said anything.
He is ever vigilant.
There's Fledge's room.
Does
Colin and Stritch.
Where's Zelda's room?
She's actively seeking it out now that we've mentioned it. I love it. I'm for this
I want to
plan.
make things awkward.
I'm all for this plan now.
For the record, most of the upperclassmen rooms are on the upper floor, so it might be there instead. Yours isn't there because you just got promoted to that, but like Karane, the other girl that's here, is an upperclassman, so hers is on this floor. The instructors are on this floor.
Darn.
It's locked!
Yes!
Yeah, because I'm a creeper. I understand why she locked it.
Sorry, Icarus, you're not gonna be able to go in and sniff her panties.
No. But that's the best part about going to bed. Good question.
It probably has. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's say it's been a long time since I loaded up this file. I did most of that work like Wednesday, so. And if I'm right, it might spawn in right away, which would be one less thing to have to deal with later. But it may not. I'm not sure. No, it is not. Okay.
Okay. Gotta get that water. Adequate hydration. Okay.
Also, hello, random citizen who has joined us.
Alrighty. So, now it's time to go to the graveyard.
Welcome to the stream, even though I can't read your name from all the way back here.
Welcome to nighttime.
Welcome to Warp Zone. Yeah, going through the top
Oh.
door. It's locked at night.
Interesting.
Because remember the cat monsters?
Oh, yeah. That somebody keeps as a pet. I'm not saying any names, but...
Yeah, sorry. To be fair, one of our cats is a monster.
Okay.
That must be Lichessus. I can tell because I can read one word in the second thing you typed.
It is.
And it's Peleus.
Okay. And I actually have not seen that on Discord because I'm not on Discord.
He's referring to the already posted it was probably about a week ago.
So,
Also, yes, there are other monsters here at night too, which is another reason the door stays locked.
oh, this is a
You did
good
it.
idea.
You ran out of energy. And you were attacked by a cat. And a bat. How about that? Well, that's that.
Everybody loves a good rhyme scheme.
Yep. It's easy when you have a word that rhymes with a lot of stuff. Good luck finding something that rhymes with discombobulation. That actually has kind of a syllable. You were really wanting to murder that thing.
Indeed.
I love how festive the lighting of the houses are, though. No ink blobs for you.
No. That'll be your rare drop that you just can't seem to find. Every playthrough always has a different one. Try something else. You are doing the right thing. You are interacting with the tree. And stealing from dead people.
That's fine.
Also, you might lock the puzzle out if you continue to open it, so you probably shouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
What's something you can do to usually get things out of trees that you did earlier?
Do I need to do it again?
Maybe. Alright, try rolling into the gravestone nearest the tree. That might be what it wants you to do.
This one?
Yeah. There you go. Now push that gravestone. Or pull it, either one. Hurrah!
Okay, there we go. Oh god. Okay.
Oh,
That was fair. Alright. Oh, jeez. Trying not to fall off. No more spiders, thank you.
It's not a spider.
I'm just hard pass.
Eek!
Meanwhile, let's go into the dark house.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a boss fight?
An actual honest-to-God boss fight?
Does that look like a boss to you?
That's a fair point. What is happening here?
I'm just kidding, it's not a boss fight.
Oh.
Don't hit me!
They were just playing the Scream as Loud as You Can game. Isn't that a fun game? Oh dear, perhaps an explanation is in order. No, he's not a pedophile. His name is Boobatro, we call him. It's supposed to be Batro, but Boobatro is more funny.
I mean, yes.
So Boob it is. This is basically your giant side quest of the game that's not required in any way, shape, or form, but you get good rewards for it. And unlike the Skulltulas or Pose or whatever have you, you actually get a good end reward for this. So basically this is a monster that wants to become human, but he can't really interact and make any friends because he's a monster and understandably people run for their lives.
I mean, yeah.
It seems that when humans make other humans happy, that humans produce a substance known as a gratitude crystal. I don't think that's what that substance is called. Gratitude crystals are quite amazing. Just looking at them, knowing there is such gratitude in the world, can turn me from a monster into a human. Such a creepy smile. Heavy breathing.
Fine.
So basically, by helping people with side quests, it collects into one giant side quest. Ooh. And then talk to the little girl over there. He's not a bad man. He saved me from one time I almost fell off the edge. You did it. I wonder how many kids per year they lose by them just walking off the edge. Like that one guy in Sword Art Online that commits suicide when his clan gets wiped out.
Oh my god.
It's natural selection.
Like, seriously, I'm just supposed to leave her here?
Yeah, she'll return in the morning.
Oh my god. Yep.
Alright, so now time to find a bed and go sleep until morning.
I'm gonna find a bed and lie in it.
Let's see, I have found a bed. Now I just have to come up with a lie.
You are a normal human being?
I mean, that's two lies, normal and human.
Yeah, right?
Also, you can hop up this to make it go faster.
There's way too much happening.
And do I just leave the rest
I
of
broke
this
the
be?
game.
Go pick a bed to sleep in. As soon as you're done being murdered. Nope, no jelly blobs.
I just want some jelly blobs, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Remember, you don't have to pick your bed.
Just break into somebody's house
Yeah.
and be like, hey, this is my bed now.
You're not at Skyloft. They respect your position.
You can commandeer their bed.
Yeah. Straight up, just go find one. That's not a bed.
That's a lady.
Oh my god. She's just totally chill with this.
Yes, I wish to claim your bed for my own.
Dude, and you just like jump in there with all your muddy boots and stuff on.
I mean, look at the place around you. It's already covered in dust. It's fine.
So we shouldn't be making her life harder, like, say, breaking her dishes.
Yeah, nice try. You can't use your sword indoors.
Darn.
And also, you really shouldn't open other people's cupboards without permission.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's almost like I remember that dialogue from the last time you did it.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, what's in here?
Ooh,
No! It's rude and inappropriate to peek in other people's cupboards.
I think I prefer the Link's Awakening version of Link checked out the chest. Wow, this is a nice chest.
So do I
It
need to
actually
go
says that
back
in that
to
game.
where I found the mother in the first place?
Yep. Actually, no, I think you go to her home, which is directly to your right. That's forward. I think it's that door right there, but it could be wrong. The nice thing is after you go into somebody's house, if you leave, it puts that little marker on your map, and you can just highlight over it, and it will show you whose house it is.
Yay, safe and back home.
She doesn't know how to express her gratitude.
Well,
Thankfully,
maybe
the game
by
did it
giving
for
me
her.
a crystal?
More than just one. You
Thanks.
get 5.
It's a star bit.
The star. Alright, let's take a look.
Okay, Link, that face is not necessary.
So how many do I need to go back and start?
They're in increments of 10. I'm reading through the quests right now.
Uncle Bats.
Uncle Butts. Alright. There's one other one you can do. I would start by going to the plaza. There'll be a dude with a little like quest marker above his head, which is just directly north where you are.
Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, I wonder where she's going.
You can get Hinga Durgan. There's a reference.
Calm down.
That's kind of you. It looks like Braum, kind of. From Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance.
Yeah.
She said she was curious about that colorful island that appeared recently, so I suspect she's somewhere in the southwestern sky. Alright, go look for her.
So southwestern over here somewhere?
Yep. Also, the thing about the colorful island helps. It means that she'll be near a colorful island, which I think should also appear on your map.
That one?
Yeah, you can also zoom in on this map to get a little bit better view of it, but yeah. So she'll be around that area on one of the smaller islands. That island in itself is a different quest. And it's a pain in the butt.
And it's this one?
No, that one's really close to you. Zoom out.
I mean, it could be one of the ones that is actually pretty close. It's just somewhere in the southwest.
No, that one. So I'm going exactly the wrong direction. Perfect.
At least if you're wrong, you're perfectly wrong. And not all these islands are ones you can actually land on, so that'll help eliminate the search. Also, some islands have enemies that will throw things at you.
Hey, look, it's a squad.
It's the one you're flying towards right now, like directly towards. Don't fly too high because you're gonna have to dismount and you're really high up now. Yeah, it's that one. You passed it.
What?
You passed it. Now.
That was actually really close.
Oh no!
Priorities!
The bird!
Even though I'm going to be grinding money for you off screen each time.
I know, but it's for the satisfaction.
I'm artificially extending the video length.
I mean, there.
Wow!
She's exercising her control over this situation.
Alrighty, bird got injured. Okay.
Burb is not doing so good.
Eat medicine.
Bird medicine.
Eat bird medicine. Of course, I'm going to eat bird medicine.
Alright, so where do we get bird
Real life
medicine?
favor. Older brother should have some bird medicine.
Well, where did he go?
He's still there. He was the guy you talked
Ah! He said he would come look for me. Come look with me.
to. Nah, he didn't do that actually. He lied.
Then who were the other two people that were flying with me?
Oh, those were just random dudes.
They were just chilling.
Oh, I just realized why you were hunting for rubies. So you could have 400 instead of 399.
Exactly.
I don't know why it took me that long to realize.
It's fine.
This is fine. That was the title of one of the papers I read this semester. This is fine.
Neat.
And better yet, you actually also get a new bottle with that.
Neat.
And you get to keep the bottle when you're done.
Just remember, folks, it's not good to keep things bottled up unless they're parents.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's a small creature, it's fine.
As long as it's a small creature that is inherently good.
I mean, that's like when you have like a fish bowl, that's basically just a giant bottle full of water and an animal.
I mean, you're not wrong. Ah! What just happened?
You dropped off of it.
I thought I pressed A.
Press A to not die. That was also on the list of things I considered having you play. Was one of the new Super Mario Bros. Games without me.
That would end poorly.
But I did want the LP to finish, so.
This is totally fine. This is fine. This is fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Man,
God.
I'm doing that. Oh, well.
I'm going to touch these flowers with my net.
I don't know why those specifically won't. Okay, finally.
They're problem children.
Whoa!
It's the brave little toaster flower. You can only kill it by
Spores.
breaking its heart. And then
Sorry.
it kills itself.
No, it's
You know the
fine.
one. If you've
Yes.
seen it.
Yes.
If you have, I assume you had plenty of nightmares afterwards like me. That was not a movie fit for kids. And I watched it when I was like 4.
There's a ton of movies that weren't.
That one was the one that I distinctly remember, though, was Brave Little Toaster. You got 5 gratitude.
Yay!
But you're not done yet with
Star
this quest.
bits!
If you go back and talk to the dude at the plaza, he'll give you another 5.
Nice.
See you later with your brown bird.
Star bits.
Well, it's a weirdo ponytail.
Fuck you. That's what you get, son. When Rainbow Dash tries to show off and you're just there flying and getting in the way.
Oh god.
No,
I don't
you're
think I
fine.
made it.
No, you did.
Okay,
It wouldn't have pulled that cutscene out if you hadn't.
that's fair.
It's-
Okay. Hi. Wait, so why did collectively the two of them give me more gratitude crystals than the mother whose child they returned to her?
Because it was just the mom. It wasn't the mom and the dad.
That's fair.
Plus, this is also the only quest that you get 10 total for doing. So there are no more quests you can do, but there are stray ones that are hidden around Skyloft if you want to go and pick those up.
Sure.
Alright. So the first thing you need to do is make it nighttime, because they only appear during night. I don't know why. Actually, I don't want to know why. Don't think about it too hard.
Gratitude in the night.
Tylen, he just said don't think about it too hard.
I did it.
He just heard the word hard and was like, I'm sorry.
He
We
went
can
there.
actually get a fair few. We can get all but 2 of them right now. And fittingly enough,
Am I going to
that's only
share
the 2 we can't
about
get
it
is.
with all of them?
Oh, gratitude in the night.
Oh my god.
I mean, one of them's in your own room, so
Alrighty.
we'll just go in order of my list to keep it easy to remember. So yeah, the first one is in your own room.
Alright.
Oh, goodness.
It's right next to your bed too, which does not help.
Insinuations.
Hey, the game did it, not me.
It's a common hero problem.
Is needing someone to love.
Oh, yeah. Why do you think they always try and save the damsel? They're desperate for love. They couldn't make it normally. So they're hoping for
Could you imagine the
pity relationships.
Could you imagine the uproar if you could, like, with Link in the Zelda series, have same-sex relationships? People would lose their minds. More than they already have. And that's saying a lot.
Alright.
Oh, never mind. It's on your desk. That's better.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but...
One gratitude crystal at your desk.
There's no computer there, so I guess it's okay.
Just sacred scriptures?
Alright. Let's see. Give me a second here. I know. On the upper entrance in the Knight Academy, there should be one next to a plant. Right next to the door. I said we were going to go in order with my list, but I figure we go with order of convenience. So we don't have to roam around as much.
That's not the right door.
No, it's not.
It's also not the microphone.
There it is.
One gratitude crystal.
Alright, there's no more in here, so you can head out. I guess we'll start. Yeah, that. Alright, go back to the waterfall cave where you freed your Loftwing.
Sorry, doing my best main character impersonation. Oh, there's the kitten!
Alright. And now I'm like 90% sure of its location from here.
Hello, cat.
It will.
Darn.
I would laugh if the cat tries to swim to you to climb on your head to get out of the water. Like a real cat.
Yeah.
There's a giant door down there.
Yep, but you can't get down there. And if you could, it would be something that's locked to you right now anyway.
Somebody's tried it at some point in time.
Me. It was me. And there you go.
And I died.
Don't make me keep a tally for how many times you fall off that waterfall. Whoa there, trainee. You'll never be promoted to full knighthood if you can't learn to keep your wits about you. Oh, don't let me catch you going out flying at night. Only trained knights as
See,
myself
look!
should be doing that.
He's got a headlight! A literal headlight!
Hey,
Hey, don't fly up too high. You might get a little lightheaded. That cat is still in the water.
I was gonna say, I find it unfair that I fell off the island and the cat is not getting swept away by the current.
Well, you fell off on the left side towards the waterfall. He fell off on the right. That's the game's story and it's sticking with it.
I don't recall. Maybe it's here. It's here, right?
It's through the cave. There's two of them that are at the end of the cave.
That's not.
No, you don't need the beetle to get it.
Hey, but you might find more of those ink bloblets.
Yep, they should be around. Like that.
Running and spamming does not work.
This is where you find the firefly, by the way, is in that little patch of water. He's not there this time, but he can sometimes appear there.
They're not giving me anything.
Nope.
Not today.
Like I said, there's always one collectible in every single playthrough this that's just impossible to find. For me, it's usually a different one that you haven't seen yet, and it's a pain in the ass. You're on the right way.
I know. I just feel like I need to get a running start. Part 4.
There's a lobster crop,
Yay!
which I already got all of those for you.
Yeah. I'm helping however I can. That was entirely intentional on my part.
Link even, like, for a split second looked at the camera like, that shouldn't have worked.
Right? Like, how did I die from that?
There's one.
Okay, I know what it is at this point, thank you though.
Oh, it's gonna do this each time.
Ugh.
And there should be another one if you go down to where your Laughlin was actually being held. Stockholm Syndrome, anyone? Alright, back to the cave.
Do I need to go back through the cave or can I just fly to another part of the island?
You could try flying to the other part of the island.
Why do you say it like that?
Because you can't fly at night, remember?
Oh, you're right.
Got you.
That's what I keep talking about, like I'm so upset that you can't fly at night because it would look so pretty. It probably also
Well,
wouldn't
it
be
seems
as,
like something that it just
mind-blowing.
doesn't make sense to not do. You know what I'm saying?
I guess probably the main reason that they didn't do that is likely with all like the islands and stuff, they didn't want people to think, oh, I need to search every single island during the day and every single island during night. That's my only guess.
Yeah,
Understandable.
Just to avoid
Despite the fact that in Wind Waker you do have to do that.
Finally!
Reminds me of a good Mythical Morning thing when they try that cocktail. That's spearmint gum. Link has such a good gagging noise. He's really, it's so perfect. That's spearmint gum.
Probably from Zelda's cooking.
Oh, I saw a firefly just now.
You know, the sad thing is, too, Sherwood and I have joked about doing, like, a fake Good Mythical Morning, and that would make me Link! Because Rhett is, like, really tall and has a beard that looks kind of like Brandon's, and Link wears glasses and is left-handed like me, so I'm stuck as Link.
Yeah.
Like, well, great. Like, Link is a smart guy, but when he brain farts hard.
Oh, yeah.
Really hard.
Facial expressions included.
Yeah.
I just always assumed that... I don't know. I always assumed they were really short.
No. Maybe it's because they're sitting down the majority of the time.
Probably. Let's see if that cat is still...
Probably.
No, it's probably switched now that you left an area and re-entered it.
Probably.
It's probably still waiting there for you.
Alright, so northwest of the bazaar, there's one, which I will guide you to when you finally get on shore. God, I forgot how slow the swimming was. There's the cat. Okay, yeah, you see those planks to your right? After you're done, and it's, you know, murdering small things. That's still left! It has not changed! I promise it is not. There you go.
My sword will help me stay steady.
There it is.
Don't know why it's there, but somebody had
Somebody
some
snuck
gratitude.
off to, never mind.
There was some gratitude in the
I mean, it's kind of like a remote area you never really need to go to in Skyloft. Alright, under the bazaar there's a house, and it's actually the brother and sister from the side quest you just did, the one with the bird that got injured. So their house is below the bazaar. I've probably already gone in there. If it shows an icon, it will be Harrow and Oriel's. There's one directly to your left. There is a house there.
Zoom in. Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's like right here.
It's their cat that's attacking you.
Rude.
So yeah, there should be one in here. It will not be in there. They're always out in the open. Hooray for brother and sister gratitude.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yay!
Alright. So now go to... let's see, where's the closest one? Actually, right across the way, it looks like. Okay.
Do we?
Once the loading time is gone, there we go. Go to your right slightly.
Also, no, that's... Okay,
Well, from the way you were oriented, you were going the correct way.
this way. Okay.
Yes.
Because I turned around and I'm like, wait, that's no longer right.
There's a ledge directly to your left. You can't really see it. Now you're going the wrong way.
Now you're going the wrong way.
Jump down there.
Oh, God.
This one took me forever to find.
I can understand
Awesome.
why.
Yeah, because like there's nothing down here you ever need to get other than this.
Alrighty.
Gratitude
Alright,
in the
there's-
hardest to reach places.
Alright, there's two more in around this area. Alright, so let's see. Go to the it's called the Tower of Light. It's basically the giant tower that's next to the plaza. Pretty much right where you saw Grease for the first time.
Here?
Yep.
Climb
You don't
the
have
tower?
to. You don't have to climb all the way up. Just that first section, and it should be around the back side of it. Yep, there it is. Collect these and show them to Boobashro. Alright. And then go back to quote-unquote the resident area, which is just basically the area across the bridge, kind of where the graveyard is. It won't be heading towards the graveyard, but it's the same bridge that you would take to get to the graveyard. And then you're going to want to go up that path instead of down. And then go left. Just keep following that trail. There should be a pumpkin patch to your left with the gratitude crystal somewhere in it. Or behind a tree. No, I wasn't joking about that. It actually is behind the tree.
Yeah.
Alright, 4 more.
Just more gratitude.
Hi.
Okay, so next you're going to go to the sparring hall where you got your sword.
I definitely remember where that is. Hang
Yep.
on.
Right next to the Knight Academy.
Yes, I definitely remember where I am right now. Hang on. Hi. Hi.
Oh yeah, it's also worth mentioning too, like once you get enough stuff for gratitude crystals, you can turn them in day or night. It doesn't matter which. It's in the sparring hall. Like the thing that you unlocked, it'll still be unlocked from now on, so you can turn them in during the day too. And then it's in the rafters. You use the beetle to get it.
And the rafters in here?
Yep. There it is. You got
You
it.
got it.
Doesn't matter as long as I got
Alright,
it.
cool. Alright, you can leave.
Alrighty.
There are 3 more, but right now we need to turn it back to daytime.
Okay.
They do only appear at night, but you can't get them from directly from Skyloft. It's weird. It'll make sense when we actually get them. For now, go find a bed. Or turn the crystals in now, either one. Now would be the easiest time to do it. In terms of spacing.
Meanwhile, that guy's wandering around in the middle of the night. That's not creepy at all.
No, Pippin's actually supposed to be the guy standing guard.
Yeah, I know.
There's a slight side quest that involves that. Fair warning, I do not remember at all what each of these rewards are. Like, I remember what the rewards are, but I don't remember what order you get them in. But none of them are crappy, so... It should still be unlocked. You shouldn't have to mess with that.
Ooh. Thanks.
Back to Boobashro. So first you get a medium wallet. Fastest wallet has just up to 500 rupees in it. That's
And
not
then
counting the plus
plus
900.
the-
Right.
okay.
So basically 200 extra. And then another amount. A piece of ass.
Aww.
So now go find a bed. Any bed will do. Any side street.
Indeed.
That is a reference to a comedian that is no longer popular for obvious reasons. Not because they were a bad comedian, but because of other things.
I'm not sure which comedian that
Bill
is.
Cosby.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. And to think I grew up watching like The Cosby Show and Little Bill. Whose home have we decided to ransack? Party at that girl's place. Don't recognize who that is. Don't really care either. Oh yeah, it's this guy.
What happens if I say shopping?
This is actually the guy that can buy treasures from you if you've got excess amount. You want to do some shopping? Just come back to the shop tomorrow.
Poor guy.
But here's the thing about the treasures he buys, is each night he'll only purchase 4 different treasure types. So if he's got types that you don't have, then you can't sell anything. There's somebody that will also buy your bugs as well, and he functions in the exact same way. He'll only buy 4 of each bugs any given night. So if you're like really trying to sell Sky Stag Beetles and he doesn't offer it, then you just have to keep sleeping for the next night until he offers it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now you're gonna go up to Beetles. And you can call him with a beetle. So you don't have to waste the slingshot ammo.
Mm-hmm. Go faster! Go faster! Oh my god,
How to
no!
kite things.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta run all the way over there before the thing goes back up. We're actually going to get a 2-for-1. Unless you want to buy the adventure pouch slot. If you don't, that's fine. Up to you.
Okay, what are we doing?
I said if you want to buy the adventure pouch, you can. We're doing something else here, but if you want to get it as an option. And yeah, the piece of art's here, but again, it's way too expensive. It's $1,600, so even with a max wallet, you wouldn't be able to get it.
So what else are we trying to do here?
The other thing is you're going to want to go to his bed and sleep in it.
Alright.
Till night. Because I'm kind of surprised you haven't asked me, where does Beetle go at night? Because you don't see him around.
I mean, I figured he'd land somewhere. Also, where did the go to bed?
Not in that bed, that's for sure.
No.
And no, you don't want to do that. Also, that's made out of, like, steel, so it probably wasn't very comfortable anyway.
Yeah, I would doubt it.
This is where he goes. Hit plus on your map to see where he goes. Not even bloody close to Skyloft.
He doesn't like people at all.
No. But he does have a gratitude crystal that is in the rafters of his ship. Use the beetle to get it. There's also a chest here, but it's one you have to unlock with the goddess cube. So you'll come back and get it later.
Alrighty. Oh shoot. Is there a way I can get back up there?
Oh, there's some fireflies over there. Yeah, you just take the little ramp up there.
Oh, he's got the little ramp. I didn't see that.
And then
He's
you sit
camping
by
out
the
there.
fire.
I feel bad.
You can go talk to him after you get the crystal.
You're the one that was sleeping in my bed.
I said after you get the crystal.
Wait, I thought you said it was in the rafters in here.
No, on the top of his ship.
Oh.
You can't use items indoors. Well, most items. There's one you can use
It's not
indoors.
the time to use that.
Yeah, don't ride your bike indoors, kids. Every time I think of somebody like wiping out on like doing something they shouldn't indoors, it reminds me of the deleted scenes from Cheaper by the Dozen 1, where they're like doing the spot where all the kids are like roller skating in the house, and one of the kids just eats it. He like tries to jump down the stairs and just face plants. And you just hear him go, ugh.
What a wonderful kind of day. Ugh.
Yeah, not the same show.
Play. Ugh.
Okay.
Along with each other.
Have you ever watched like the Arthur Sick Burn compilation at all on YouTube?
No,
It's
but I've
like-
seen some of it.
It's basically all the times that like someone says something and they just have like a really savage retort to somebody else. Usually they're directed for being like a spoiled girl, but holy crap, some of them are harsh.
There's
Oh,
a couple that are from his dad to Arthur. and
yeah,
it's
you're like, oh my god.
Your wife gave birth to this child, and you are treating him like garbage.
Yeah.
Still a piece of garbage.
Wakey for the young slugbit, but I must say, Hulkbug, you did make the shop a mite heavier. Your accent. The mellifluous timbre of my voice sounds different to you? Perhaps a touch, I suppose. But pray, what does it matter, This is my humble home of sorts. When night draws her tenebrous curtain across the
Ooh,
stone,
tenebrous.
I come here. A bit lacking in the creature comforts, to be sure, but I can relax in peace. You're aware that lawfings don't fly at night, I'm sure, so I suppose I shall have to take you back to your tent with me on the morrow. When you wish to go back to Skalth, just chase your dreams on the bed once more, and on the morrow you shall be there.
Alrighty. Is there anything else on this island?
Nope.
Just your hopes.
You
and
can
dreams.
jump off and find out, but there won't be
God.
anything down there. Some fireflies. Try catching one.
It's gone away now.
It'll come back if you leave it alone and stop swinging your sword around.
No, I wish to kill them all.
You just have to be very careful in catching it. So this is another place where you can catch the fireflies. Oh well. We'll be here all night, hypothetically. And we'll be here all in-game night, not actual night.
Icarus, would you do Fire Emblem after this? What? You already...
And we're back here. So again, you can buy the thing if not, but you also can see something if you don't, so up to you. It may not do it since you had the whole... No, I didn't think so. Try going back in and back out and see if he'll do it. He probably won't, but it's worth a shot. Or maybe, like, pretend like you're gonna buy something and then say no if you don't want to get the adventure pouch. I think your adventure pouch is currently full, so it's fine if you buy it. Because you got that third bottle.
So should I buy it, or...?
It's up to you. Most people don't keep 3 bottles while they play, but right now you don't have a lot of stuff to choose from, so it's not that big a deal. And it'll get replaced with another adventure pouch, but it's going to be more expensive. It'll go from 300 to 600, then 900, then 1200.
Anything...
Nope, that's it. Alright, now the last 2, you're going to go to the Lumpy Pumpkin and sleep there. The good news is, after you get the 2 at the Lumpy Pumpkin, there are 2 more that you can get after obtaining a different item, and after that, that's all the ones that are just scattered around the area. So you'll be done with that section.
Yep. That's not what I meant to do. I was like, yeah, I'll just send her it.
Starting to say, I remember, like...
I
At like one point in time, it was just like, alright, I fall, I call my bird. Fall, call my bird.
Yeah.
Fall. Just to see how many times I could do it in a row.
until your bird got sick of your nonsense.
The boy can cry, bird!
The bird just kept coming.
This is gonna end poorly. Whoops.
You
Told
did
you
it!
so. Oh god.
You did it!
What did I tell you? This is gonna end poorly.
I never doubted you for a second.
Shoot.
You keep It's how you hold your remote. It's how you hold your remote that causes you to
Fall in whatever direction, yeah.
Yeah. So, because right now you're holding your remote backwards. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been pretty accurate on the timing for that. Quite impressed with myself.
Oh. No splat that time.
No, it really only does
Excuse
it whenever
me.
you skydive. That's the oot shoot. Whenever you like break your knees. Pick a bed, any bed. They're all to your left. And by any bed, I mean any of the two.
Until night. Until dawn.
Dawn of the final day, 24 hours remain. Alright, so one of them is up where you broke the chandelier. It's up on that little alcove up there.
Why is everybody still up?
They gotta get their pumpkin soup, man. Gotta get your fix. Soup! You're telling me you've never made a run to McDonald's at like 4 o'clock in the morning?
Taco Bell.
You've been with me on those
Yeah.
runs.
We should do that after. I know we just had it, but we should do it again anyway.
I mean, I have.
you looked up like you were seriously considering it. You were like, yeah, actually.
I was just like, maybe. Oh, are you gonna knock a vase down?
Yes.
Yeah, and then... Man, who's that creepy looking dude? Hey there. Dude, like, get a shirt that does not shove that much chest hair. Nasty.
One of my coworkers has a name for that. Whenever chest hair is popping out of the shirt. Do you want to hear it?
No!
It's called the sternum bush.
Well, yeah, that's from Psych that
It
we had
is.
known that from. The other one is in the pumpkin shed, which is out back.
I'm
Out
going to
back.
break into their pumpkin shed.
No, it doesn't even have a door.
All the way into the pumpkin shed.
Is it a pumpkin-shaped pumpkin shed?
Not even close.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Go to your right after you go down the stairs. That's the pumpkin shed.
This is not even a shed.
Hey, that's what my notes say. I was disappointed too. Alright, that's it for all the little extra pieces of poop. So that is all the ones you can currently have, 28. The remaining 2 you need a different item for that we'll get later. Much later, actually. And all the quests that actually give you multiples of 5. The nearest one is not for a while.
So I go back to bed.
Yep. You're done destroying all their crops. What does the heart of a pumpkin look like, I wonder?
Gross. You know, if the game didn't want me to do this, they really shouldn't be rewarding me for doing it.
You should see what happens in Twilight Princess when you start throwing pumpkins around at the start of the game. I know, because I did it. Because I needed the money for that slingshot.
Oh yeah.
It, like, getting that part again just reminds me how much that game wants to be Ocarina of Time, because, like, Ocarina, you have to get the shield almost immediately and grind up money for it. That game, it's the slingshot. I do like that they give you the Hylian shield in that game so early. Like, you get one thing that you can just straight up get everything in it collected nice and early.
Old school RuneScape. I could play RuneScape on my phone. I'm just looking through the App Store.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just like...
Same.
Alright, so Skyloft. No, you can't use it indoors.
Why not?
Would everyone like to hear what my ex-classmates are doing?
Oh god.
Katie Polano, in case you know any of these names. How long did this shenanigan take, y'all? Sam Matthews, 2 hours. Lindsay Slaughter, still working on it with a bunch of, like, eye-rolling emojis. You know this person, and I know you know them. Catherine Morrison. I have no motivation, so a while. Katie Polano, for the first 2 did y'all put copies of your lesson plans? Catherine, yes. Katie, and for 9, what the crap do we do for that? We included in our lesson plans.
By the way,
Have I mentioned I'm glad I'm not in student teaching right now? Because I'm glad I'm not.
found out a bunch of the theater kids,
Oh god.
theater/choir kids from LCU, even after they've graduated, they go to Stormcrow and play D&D.
I believe it. No offense, Catherine, you know I love you. Anybody that's that sarcastic is probably going to be my friend in some regard. Oh, also happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. That was a good fart just then.
Was my foot moving on your chair?
Alright, to the bazaar. We got someone we need to pick up there. I was almost about to congratulate you for doing it.
You should never congratulate me for doing anything well.
If it makes you feel any better, I did not open my mouth to say it. I was not going to say it until you were safely across, so I did not jinx it. I did not.
How does that make me feel any better? That just means that it was my own screw-up.
Indeed.
Did not flush out your Conroy.
In the bazaar.
Parkour.
No, in the bazaar.
Alright, go to the dude that sells your, like, shields and slingshot ammo and all that other good stuff. That's not he. What the was it? What the what? You'll notice he's got some new gear in stock. Available now, you can purchase an iron shield and a small seed satchel. Really, the shield's more important at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a wooden shield!
Because what have they tried to do in the past couple of games every time you go to Eldin?
Well, also the fact that, again, with the seed satchel as well as other upgrades that can increase your capacity for things, you can always find a small version of any of those capacity upgrades within a Goddess Cube chest eventually, so buying them is not worth the money. Whereas you cannot with the shields. It's much more durable than a wooden shield, and I'm happy to report that it won't burst into flames. I certainly hope not. I should warn you that it will not protect you from electricity, which should come as a nasty shock. They said it, not me. I mean, I said it, but they said it first.
Don't buy it?
Yep.
Definitely.
It will probably get sent to your item check, in which case just go and swap it out for your wood one. You could try to upgrade it. I don't know if you're gonna have the money, but if it's 50 rupees to upgrade, you might be able to, but you've got to get it.
Do I want to put this?
Yeah, you can put the wooden one up.
And I love the style that it does by adding, like, it has 2 of the
Yeah.
bird claws on it.
Oh, you should see the third one they have. The third one is awesome. Yes, please.
Starting to say, and it kind of this
And then just move it down.
this game actually.
There you go. If you want to put up a bottle, you can. That's totally up to you.
But this game, like, actually kind of gives some backstory as to why the emblems for certain things are
The way they are.
the way they are. Like, why is it wings on the Hyrule crest?
Yeah. So you can check and see if you can upgrade your shield. I don't remember how much the seed satchel is if you don't want to wait for the... No, it's 100. I love his face when you don't buy anything, like, really?
It kills me.
You talked to me and wasted my time for what? Nothing. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll call this guy Macho Man from now on. He'll be
Macho
Randy
Man.
Savage.
Macho Man.
Nope, no Eldinor. Alright, no big deal then. You're going to Eldin, so you will probably find Eldinor there.
Alright. Alright. Anything else?
Don't think so.
I was thinking again, do I want to get a potion of restoration for my shield?
Up to you.
It came in handy last time.
Want to hear more?
Ooh.
It's fine, it was just my toe.
Oh wow, it's still sitting around. Top 4 top grossing games. PUBG Mobile. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, Pokemon Go is still in the top 10.
I'm not surprised by that.
Clash of Clans is still number 1.
Wow.
Alright,
For
what's your
reference's sake,
next?
I think, well, no, actually, I don't think it shows up yet. Pretty soon, the green potion will be available, which is a stamina potion, which you can use to temporarily make your stamina meter go down slower.
How many years has it been since this has been released?
Alright, so do we want to keep going or no? It is currently 9. 9 or 6 to be precise. I don't have work or class tomorrow or any finals, so it is up to you.
I do, however, have work, that is because I am a boring adult, and being a boring adult is the worst.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we may call it here and then progress to the next area.
The week
next
after.
time.
Unless you want to try to do it midweek.
We shall discuss it.
Okay.
Cause like I can't promise that I'll be off before 6 any given day.
Well, I'm going to be working from 8 to 5 every day except Wednesday and Monday.
I work
So I'll
from
have Tuesday, Thursday, Friday working till 6. Or
Yeah.
5, rather.
I work at least until 5 every day, but sometimes it lasts till like 6.
Yeah. Ours do as well occasionally, but this is docs, and because they're scheduled testing, they're usually pretty good about ending on time.
Okay. For ours, it just depends on how much of a calamity our third-party IT group is.
That's pretty much entirely indicative of how the success or failures will occur for your day.
Oh yeah.
So in the meantime, I'll pick up that toothpick that I just saw a second ago, as soon as I can find it. But for now, we'll find a raid target. Because I don't know where that toothpick went. I'll find it lodged into my foot eventually.
You always find it with your feet.
Yep, it's
At
true.
the most inopportune moment.
Ooh, What? They were playing Smash. It said they were playing Earthbound, man. Didn't want to go watch Smash. I doubt he's the one that's playing in here, but... Well, as soon as the advertisement will go away, maybe I'll find out. No one's going to play Days Gone. It lags so bad, it is not worth the $60. Well, the person going is not it. Have you heard of Armello at all?
No.
It's basically like a card/turn-based game. It's a very interesting game, but my ex played it a lot, and he would actually compete because they do devs versus community, which is like the players versus the creators, and he annihilated them every time he played against them. He is actually considered, right, as far as I know, he is actually considered the #1 player of Armello.
Wow.
And not a lot of people play it, but very interesting game style of... The idea is the king is corrupted, and there's 4 different ways to win, either by purifying him with the spirit stones, killing him in battle.
Oh yeah, you showed
Bunch of
that one.
different
It
stuff.
had the rabbit people, the rat people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the bears and the
That was
wolves.
a while ago. It's actually kind of unfortunate that they that the creators aren't one of the best players.
No, they're good. He's just better. Like, he's been accused of cheating because he can, like, because of how people move, he can predict what cards they have in their hand, but it's just because people have predictable strategies because they don't know what they're doing.
I mean, that's fair. If you know enough about human nature, then...
Yeah.
If you know the strategies ahead of time,